Chapter 787 The Descent of Martial Ancestor. Please subscribe. Consciousness began to awaken. Lin Yuan gradually took ownership of the martial ancestor golden body. Back to the Tianqing world, Lin Yuan extended a sliver of psychic power into the demon tree. The ancestral demon tree's injuries are so severe. With just preliminary perception, Lin Yuan noticed that the injuries of the ancestral demon tree had already affected its roots. Otherwise, it wouldn't have used terms like life and death in its plea for help to describe the situation in Tianqing world. But it doesn't matter much. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Even while nurturing the martial ancestor golden body, the ancestral demon tree had already become less important to Lin Yuan. As soon as the martial ancestor golden body took shape, it reached the 8th layer, surpassing the peak period of the ancestral demon tree. After more than 100,000 years of nurturing, it had already half-stepped into the 9th rank. In simple terms, as long as Lin Yuan had half an hour to smoothly take over the martial ancestor golden body. Directly, he would possess the basic 9th rank combat power, plus a high degree of intuition for the laws and mastery over the use of power. He could even sweep through 10th rank life. In a desperate battle, pulling out all the stops could unleash Tier 11 combat power. In this realm, the martial ancestor golden body, after being nurtured for hundreds of thousands of years, had an unfathomably profound foundation. Especially with Lin Yuan, the ancestor of martial arts taking charge, every ounce of power could be fully unleashed. Together, their combined effect far exceeded the sum of their parts. Lin Yuan's mind merged with the ancestral demon tree, beginning to receive detailed information from the past several 100,000 years. Even though Lin Yuan could receive messages from the ancestral demon tree while he was in the main universe, thanks to the connection between them, the information was incredibly simplified, with many major events from those hundreds of thousands of years often described in just one sentence. After all, they were separated by different dimensions, and even with the door to the myriad realms acting as a transfer point, it was extremely difficult to convey messages, so the more simplified, the better. Lin Yuan was unaware of many details. Soar the Oval Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. No wonder the Tianqing world has attracted the attention and even invasion of those two foreign evil gods. No, it's not the idea of those two foreign evil gods, but their pavilion master behind them. Lin Yuan's thought process was incredibly fast. It took him only a dozen breaths to understand everything that had happened over several 100,000 years, clear as day. Especially the tactics used by those two foreign evil gods at the end to severely injure the ancestral demon tree and tear open the barriers of the Tianqing world, certainly came from an even more powerful foreign evil god. According to the intelligence Lin Yuan had, in the boundless void near Tianqing world, the most powerful foreign evil god had established a forest called Black Demon Pavilion, declared itself the Black Demon Pavilion's master, and ruled over a large number of foreign evil gods. Of course, in the more distant boundless void, other powerful foreign evil gods existed, establishing their own forces or gathering places and dominating certain regions. Over the past several 100,000 years, Tianqing world's origin source has strengthened at least tenfold under my influence. Lin Yuan, through the perspective of the ancestral demon tree, looked toward the vast origin source of Tianqing world. After replacing the heavenly Tao of Tianqing world, Lin Yuan began to deliberately manipulate it, making the flow of Tianqing world's origin source more perfect and complete. Late, after the shuttle ended and he returned to the main universe, Lin Yuan still had the ancestral demon tree adjust the flow of the entire Tianqing world's origin source. With his incredibly fast comprehension, Lin Yuan observed the operation of the main universe, then applied it to the Tianqing world, making the Tianqing world move closer to the main universe. How vast is the main universe? Its scale, let alone Tianqing world, even the boundless void cannot compare, and the efficiency of the main universe's origin source operation naturally far surpasses that of the Tianqing world. The Tianqing world imitating the main universe's origin source operation might not show results in the short term, but over tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of years, the difference becomes evident. As a result, the origin source of today's Tianqing world is 10 times that of several 100,000 years ago. This still assumes Lin Yuan, in order to nurture the martial ancestor golden body, hadn't expended the world's origin source so drastically. Otherwise, the difference might have been dozens of times or nearly 100 times greater. Such changes in Tianqing world inevitably drew the attention of other foreign evil gods in the vicinity. The original Tianqing world, with its weak origin source and the protection of the ancestral demon tree, those foreign evil gods might have had ideas but would not act because the effort wasn't worth the potential loss, requiring a brutal battle even if they were to prevail. But Tianqing world, with an origin source strengthened more than tenfold, was different. The key issue, however, might be the Black Demon Pavilion's master wanting to figure out why, in just a few 100,000 years, Tianqing world had undergone such changes. If it could master this transformation, wouldn't the efficiency of devouring the origin source of other worlds greatly increase? This was also the key reason why Tianqing world was invaded. If it were just the Tianqing world as it originally was, it would not have attracted the attention of the Black Demon Pavilion's master. Although it has been invaded, there haven't been many casualties amongst the beings of this world. Lin Yuan, borrowing the viewpoint of the ancestral demon tree and incarnating as the heavenly Tao, observed every little detail of this realm. Mainly, it was because the ancestral demon tree had issued orders in time for the beings of Tianqing world to gather around it. By using the power of the demon tree itself for protection, they managed to preserve the vast majority of Tianqing world's power. Of course, as time passed, and the two foreign evil gods kept infiltrating, the ancestral demon tree's injuries grew heavier. It was foreseeable that the damage to the beings of Tianqing world would start to skyrocket. The sacrifice has ended. Lin Yuan cast his gaze towards the Great Hall, where countless believers respectfully rose, an inexplicable resonance of heavenly and earthly aura subtly flowed into the golden body. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 788 Martial Ancestor descends to the mortal world. Subscribe please. _2 The influx of cosmic breath was indeed the origin power of the Tianqing world. For hundreds of thousands of years, each ritual involved the martial ancestor golden body absorbing the world's origin power, making its foundation unbelievably solid. In just under half a stick of incense time, I will have complete control over this physical body. Lin Yuan intimately felt the profound mysteries of the martial ancestor golden body, the strongest flesh he cultivated for himself, and was naturally extremely satisfied. Actually, with Lin Yuan's control abilities, he could control this physical body now, but doing so would cause some negligible flaws, which were altogether unnecessary. The humans in the Tianqing world were, indeed, being ravaged by the powers of those two foreign evil gods, but it had not yet reached a fundamental level. Lin Yuan could afford to wait a bit longer. Inside the martial hall, a large number of believers and martial Tao cultivators gradually left. In the end, only the great priest of martial hall remained. The great priest, named Xingyao, was the descendant of the first-generation leader of the Tianqing alliance from hundreds of thousands of years ago. Having served the Tianqing alliance leader, Lin Yuan, for countless years, his descendants were naturally esteemed and became the highest-ranking high priest in the Tianqing world today. Martial Ancestor, Sarch * The Oval Fire. Ed website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Xingyao looked up at the towering golden body of the martial ancestor with a slightly anxious gaze. If those two foreign evil gods continue like this, within a year, 70% of the Tianqing world's human lands will be completely overrun, and then the entire world will be thoroughly corrupted. As the high priest, whose soul was bound to the ancestral demon tree, Xingyao could vaguely sense the precarious situation faced by the entire Tianqing world. Therefore, We must completely resist the power of those two foreign evil gods before then. Qingyao had already made up her mind. I will sacrifice the flesh and souls of half of the life in this realm to help Sacred Tree recover, and then, with the power of Sacred Tree, we still have a chance to hold off those two evil god temples. Qingyou's expression gradually calmed down. To sacrifice the flesh and souls of half of the life in this realm, she, as the officiant of the ritual, would certainly not survive and would turn into nourishment for the Sacred Tree along with countless other beings. But as long as it could protect the Tianqing world, even the greatest sacrifice was worth it. Outside the Tianqing world. In the boundless void. Two massive foreign evil gods stood in front of a huge fissure in the world's barrier, scrutinizing everything inside. Demon Tree brother, you just need to hand over this world and proactively disclose why the origin source of this world has grown so rapidly. I will speak well of you in front of our pavilion master. Perhaps you could become a trusted retainer. The foreign evil god on the left emitted terrifying mental fluctuations, trying to communicate with the ancestral demon tree. Since the invasion began, they had often done this, aiming to subdue without a fight, but it had hardly been effective. Moments later. The foreign evil god on the left looked displeased. Previously, whenever it asked, the ancestral demon tree would, at least, reply a few words, even if just to stall for time. But now, the ancestral demon tree wasn't paying it any attention. Arrogant, even in this dire state, the foreign evil god on the right was also somewhat dissatisfied. They believed they held an overwhelming advantage and thought that if not for the reluctance to pay the price, they could have already conquered the Tianqing world and captured the demon tree. Forget it. No need to stall anymore. Let our true bodies enter directly. The foreign evil god on the left was already growing impatient. After a period of testing and attrition, it believed that even if the demon tree still had some resistance, it wouldn't amount to much. At this moment, should the two evil gods force their way in, even under the demon tree's counterattack, they would likely not suffer much damage. Rustle, rustle, rustle. The next moment. Within the Tianqing world, under the protection domain of the ancestral demon tree. Innumerable beings were terrified to discover that the horrifying crack spanning across the sky had suddenly torn open even further. A massive foreign evil god, covered in numerous tentacles, was slowly squeezing through. The entire Tianqing world trembled faintly as this massive evil god entered, with the edges of the land directly fracturing. The rushing sound of water. On the other side, a similarly abyss-like crack tore open, and an eye the size of 1,000,000 miles squeezed through, surrounded by wings and emitting a swiftly spreading, sinister and strange aura. Canopy Continent. Inside the martial hall. The high priest Qingyou's expression drastically changed. This is bad. Qingyao suddenly stood up, and although she didn't see it with her own eyes, she could feel two massive and horrifying presences rapidly invading the entire Tianqing world. We can't delay any longer. We need to make a sacrifice of half of the beings to the sacred tree right now. Qingyao immediately began issuing orders, with martial Dao cultivators appearing outside the martial hall, ready to be sacrificed at any moment to heal the sacred tree's injuries. They had long been prepared for this, willing to be sacrificed if it could save the Tianqing world. Martial Ancestor, I hope the Martial Ancestor blesses us, and everything goes smoothly. Before Qingyao left the martial hall to formally preside over the sacrifice, she subconsciously wanted to glance at the Martial Ancestor golden body she had admired until now. Although sacrificing half of the world's beings could heal the sacred tree's injuries, it was still uncertain whether it could stop those two foreign evil gods. After all, the sacred tree had been severely damaged by unknown means by those two evil gods at the height of its power, ripping apart the Tianqing world as well. However, High Priest Qingyao was shocked when she turned her head back. Because the martial ancestor golden body, which had stood unmoved in the deepest part of the martial hall for tens of thousands of years, had now disappeared. Where is the martial ancestor? High Priest Qingyao was struck as if by lightning, for the martial ancestor was not only her faith but also the faith of all beings in the Tianqing world. The disappearance of the martial ancestor golden body was akin to the sky falling for her. High Priest Qingyao staggered backwards several steps, about to exit the martial hall to investigate who had approached the martial hall during this time, but she froze in place. Because, at the entrance of the martial hall, stood a tall man, unknown when he appeared. The tall man, with his hands behind his back, turned his back to Qingyao. "There's no need to sacrifice half the beings," Lin Yuan said, glancing at High Priest Qingyao and speaking indifferently. High Priest Qingyao had contacted the ancestral demon tree, intending to sacrifice half the beings to heal the demon tree's injuries, and Lin Yuan was naturally well aware of this. And Lin Yuan naturally did not want to sacrifice half the beings of the Tianqing world. How many martial Dao cultivators would that be? Martial ancestor. Upon hearing these words, High Priest Qingyao trembled, tears moistening her eyes immediately. Martial ancestor. The martial ancestor, worshipped by the beings of the Tianqing world for hundreds of thousands of years, had finally returned. Lin Yuan, still facing away from High Priest Qingyao, took a step, stepping out of the martial hall. Above the earth, numerous rampaging evil god puppets were annihilated instantly, crushed by a terrifying power that reduced them to nothingness. The remnants of their origin source were absorbed by the Tianqing world. The two massive, terrifying barrier cracks spanning across the sky, within which the two overjoyed foreign evil gods wished to squeeze into this world, seemed to sense something. They looked up towards the canopy continent, their expressions showing a trace of fear, not even thinking before they began to retreat, their massive bodies colliding with the cracks in a desperate manner. Martial ancestor left the martial hall and descended to the mortal realm. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 789 Divine Might. Subscribe please, above the vast firmament. Two immensely huge foreign evil gods, with half their bodies already squeezing into Tianqing world. At this moment, their hearts trembled slightly. As evil gods who fed on worlds, their senses were exceptionally sharp. But now they sensed a dire threat of impending disaster. It was for this reason that they retreated without hesitation. Even though half of their feet had entered the world, forcibly exiting would cause them to collide directly with the world's barrier, resulting in minor injuries, they hesitated not at all. That demon tree, it actually had such a terrifying ace up its sleeve. Both foreign evil gods found it unbelievable. Even though they had not identified the exact nature of the threat, they knew without question that it came from within Tianqing world and had something to do with the ancestral demon tree. This, even more, perplexed the two foreign evil gods. If the ancestral demon tree had such a trump card, why didn't it use it earlier? SAR the Novel Fire, any *T website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Why wait until now, when Tianqing world's barrier itself had been torn apart? Deep within the boundless void, several foreign evil gods, too, were paying attention to the invaded Tianqing world. In just a few 100,000 years, the origin source of Tianqing world had surged tenfold, naturally inciting the envy of many foreign evil gods. Unfortunately, Tianqing world had already caught the eye of the Black Demon Pavilion's master. The Black Demon Pavilion master, more than 100,000 years ago in a void secret realm, had gained a crucial opportunity. His power surged dramatically. He had already become the most powerful evil god in this region. Since the Black Demon Pavilion master had set his sights on Tianqing world, these evil gods, despite their envy, dared not interfere. Who knows what secrets are within that world? That demon, ignoring the commands of the Black Demon Pavilion master, stubbornly guards inside the world. Now look what happened. The numerous foreign evil gods felt somewhat schadenfreude, watching from afar, especially seeing the two evil gods guarding outside the world, already unwilling to wait for their true bodies to descend. It seemed like they had foreseen the demon tree's fate. However, it was not long before some foreign evil god sensed something amiss. How come Magic Eye and Myriad Tentacle Stream are escaping? Magic Eye and Myriad Tentacle Stream were under the command of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, assigned to conquer Tianqing world. Initially, when many evil gods saw Magic Eye and Myriad Tentacle Stream planning to descend their true bodies into the world, they thought the situation was settled. But now, the evil gods saw Magic Eye and Myriad Tentacle Stream, who were frantically squeezing into the world, retreating desperately as if facing some primordial ferocious beast. Interesting, what has changed? Does that demon tree have any other cards up its sleeve? Indeed, to allow a world's origin source to surge tenfold, there must be some secret. The numerous foreign evil gods immediately speculated the reason. Most of them were frenzied, yet not foolish, possessing normal reasoning ability. Watch. Right, let's just watch. The foreign evil gods didn't care. They feared the Black Demon Pavilion Master but were pleased to see Magic Eye and Myriad Tentacle Stream falter. After all, it wasn't their concern. If the invasion encountered unexpected variables, the numerous foreign evil gods were just onlookers. Within Tianqing world, Lin Yuan's figure hovered in the air, where his gaze reached. Endless evil god puppets turned to ash and smoke. These evil god puppets were transformations of the evil god's power. Evil gods could devour a world, but likewise, the world could also devour evil gods. However, unlike the evil gods with their independent consciousness, the world's consciousness could not resist directly. It could only indirectly counter them through the form of children of the world or children of fortune. But now, under Lin Yuan's control, all the powers left behind after the annihilation of the evil god puppets were devoured by the world's origin source. This body, Lin Yuan's eyes narrowed slightly. The body he now inhabited was nourished and condensed by the infinite origin source of Tianqing world. Not only was it incredibly profound, but it could also mobilize all forces within the world. Thinking of leaving, Lin Yuan glanced at the two foreign evil gods, struggling to push themselves out, his thoughts stirring slightly. The world's power of Tianqing world transformed into sharp spatial blades, slashing directly towards them. Not good. The one to bear the brunt was Myriad Tentacle Stream. It had been the first to push into the world, and most of its body was already inside. Being severed in half would mean only a smaller portion could escape. Though such an injury was not fatal for a foreign evil god, it was unknown how long it would take to recover. Please, Pavilion Master, lend your aid. Myriad Tentacle Stream didn't hesitate to pull out a statue, a creature with 18 arms, which, even as just a statue, emitted an aura that could drive countless beings into madness and oblivion. This was the last resort trump card given by the Black Demon Pavilion Master, usable only 3 times. Having already used it once during the initial assault on Tianqing world, only 2 chances remained. Given the character of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, once given, he would not take it back. Meaning, if they could take over Tianqing world with minimal cost, this statue would belong to them. According to Magic Eye and Myriad Tentacle Stream's plan, they would activate the statue only once at most, saving the remaining 2 uses for crucial moments in the future. But now, Myriad Tentacle Stream was vaguely sensing tremendous fear, naturally not daring to hold back. Is that the Black Demon Pavilion Master's doing? Lin Yuan, having fully received the ancestral demon tree's memories, naturally recognized it. It was relying on this statue that the 2 foreign evil gods had severely injured the ancestral demon tree, even tearing apart Tianqing world's barrier, thereby plundering the lands of Tianqing world. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 790 Divine Might. Please subscribe. _2 inch not too bad. He has strength close to the 10th stage Martial Tao. Through that statue, Lin Yuan roughly understood the Black Demon Pavilion Master's strength. You should know that tens of thousands of years ago, during the heyday of the ancestral demon tree, its strength was only at the 7th rank, yet the Pavilion Master possessed power close to the 10th rank. No wonder he could strike awe into the collective evil gods. But for Lin Yuan now, this was naturally far from enough. In terms of life level, Lin Yuan was also at the 9th stage peak. However, Lin Yuan's 9th stage peak was not the same as a normal 9th stage peak. In critical moments, he could even burst forth with the power of tier 11. Moreover, what Lin Yuan faced now was not the true body of the Black Demon Pavilion's master, but a statue formed from the condensation of power. Boom! In front of Myriad Tentacle Stream, the statue emanated a black fog. The black fog was endless, quickly enveloping an area of hundreds of thousands of miles. Standing firm in the void, Lin Yuan, in comparison to the two colossal foreign evil gods, seemed like an insignificant speck of dust, but as he raised his right hand, his index finger pointed lightly. The endless black mist spread by the terrifying statue rapidly thinned and dissipated. Even the statue itself shook, its surface showing cracks rapidly spreading, before ultimately crashing down. Without the protection of the statue, Myriad Tentacle Stream was exposed once again. What? The statue of power bestowed by the Pavilion Master was directly shattered. I still had one more chance to activate it. Myriad Tentacle Stream couldn't believe it. The Black Demon Pavilion Master's strength was unquestionable, and a statue containing his power should have been more than capable of sweeping through many foreign evil gods. But now, the statue that it pinned its hopes on turned out to be as fragile as thin paper. With a thought from Lin Yuan, space subtly undulated, and the statue appeared in his hand. If it weren't for him holding back, that strike could have shattered the statue. However, Lin Yuan wanted to use the statue to glimpse into the Black Demon Pavilion Master. It wasn't that he placed much importance on the Pavilion Master, rather, abilities and talents held by such level 4 and evil gods, as well as their inherent essence, piqued Lin Yuan's curiosity. And with his understanding of the causality and fusion rules, he could easily lock onto the exact location of the Black Demon Pavilion Master through the statue. Whether it was Magic Eye or Myriad Tentacle Stream, both were acting under the orders of the Black Demon Pavilion Master to invade Tianqing World, and Lin Yuan would not let the mastermind behind the scenes go unpunished. Rustle. Pocketing the statue, Lin Yuan looked towards Myriad Tentacle Stream, who was still rooted to the spot, and pointed out once more. Rustle. Without the statue's protection, Myriad Tentacle Stream was utterly defenseless against the might of Lin Yuan's pointed finger. In an instant, 90% of Myriad Tentacle Stream's body vaporized, as the terrifying force continued, suppressing the most core part. How are you so strong? Myriad Tentacle Stream trembled internally. With just a raise of his hand, it had completely lost its ability to resist. This kind of power, even the Black Demon Pavilion Master couldn't be much stronger, could he? Even in Myriad Tentacle Stream's view, if compared to Lin Yuan at this moment, even the powerful Pavilion Master might seem inferior. But how could that be? Ia the Defier. Ed website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. The Black Demon Pavilion Master, an entity that could bring forth life with a word, one who isn't born but devours many worlds, even foreign evil gods, to establish his fame. But before Myriad Tentacle Stream could respond, its core was suppressed, its consciousness quickly slipping into slumber, before ultimately falling into Lin Yuan's hands. Is this the core of that evil god? Lin Yuan looked at the clump of fog before him, inspecting it closely. I'll study it later. Lin Yuan immediately packed away the fog. He didn't kill Myriad Tentacle Stream as he wanted to thoroughly study this foreign evil god. In the past, Lin Yuan didn't have the strength to rival the ancestral demon tree without great effort. Now, having returned to the boundless void, he surely wouldn't miss the opportunity. In the main universe, Lin Yuan studied the physical structures and soul essences of the myriad clans' powerhouses, particularly those unique lives and their talents. Under a multitude of conditions, it enabled Lin Yuan to create the most complete 10th stage martial Tao chapter. In the boundless void, those foreign evil gods that fed on worlds were, to Lin Yuan, no worse than those unique creatures of the main universe. These foreign evil gods possessed all sorts of bizarre abilities, which could be greatly beneficial to Lin Yuan's understanding of this part of the boundless void. This return had two goals for Lin Yuan. One was to grasp as many conventional fusion rules as possible, especially the 5-layered realm of spacetime fusion rules. The other was to explore the boundless void, as well as those foreign evil gods. Capturing Myriad Tentacle Stream was in service of the second goal. The statue of the Black Demon Pavilion Master was brought down, followed swiftly by the suppression of Myriad Tentacle Stream, which fell into Lin Yuan's hands. It seemed to take a long time, but in reality, it was exceedingly brief. From the beginning to the end, it was nothing more than a single breath. Elsewhere, the giant eyeball magic, I was completely dumbfounded, real fear surging within. Myriad Tentacle Stream, an entity equal in power to it, was gone just like that. Even the activation of the Pavilion Master's gifted statue provided no resistance. Why was such a strong entity not mentioned before? The giant eyeball magic, I felt an upsurge of grievance in its heart. It had thought taking down Tianqing World would be an easy job, especially with the statue of power bestowed by the Pavilion Master in hand. If not for wanting to minimize the cost, they could have had Tianqing World under their control much earlier. But now, an unfathomable existence like Lin Yuan had emerged. Run! The giant eyeball magic eye, sensing the small figure that dealt with Myriad Tentacle Stream slowly turning its attention towards it, immediately felt its scalp go numb. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 791 The Majesty of God, please subscribe, _3, cut it off for me. The giant eyeball magic, I didn't hesitate to abandon the part of its body that was within the Tianqing world. Its consciousness completely shifted to the remaining body outside the world, and then it frantically fled into the distance. To give up half its body was a severe cost, and it was unknown how long it would take to recover. But according to the precedent set by the Myriad Tentacle Stream, if the magic eye didn't do this, it estimated its entire body would be left behind. Escaping with half its body was much better than being annihilated. From start to finish, the giant eyeball magic, I had no thoughts of resisting or fighting back desperately. There was no point at all. Didn't the Myriad Tentacle Stream resist? Outside the Tianqing world. Deep within the boundless void. Wuxia world. A number of foreign evil gods were observing the situation in the Tianqing world with an attitude of watching a drama unfold. However, when they saw the huge body of the Myriad Tentacle Stream rapidly disintegrate into the most origin source of energy, completely swallowed by the Tianqing world, and then its presence nearly vanished, they immediately widened their eyes. What happened? What's the situation with the Myriad Tentacle Stream? Has it fallen? Or has it been suppressed? The numerous foreign evil gods indeed enjoyed seeing changes occur in the Tianqing world. But they never expected such changes to be so fierce, so exaggerated. In the eyes of the foreign evil gods, so-called changes were merely some obstacles that made the magic eye and Myriad Tentacle Stream suffer, requiring them to pay a greater price to conquer the Tianqing world. As for being counter-killed or counter-suppressed, no evil god dared to entertain such thoughts. Because the probability was too low. The Myriad Tentacle Stream and Magic Eye, these two foreign evil gods wielding the trump cards given by the Black Demon Pavilion's master, who could counter-kill them, who could suppress them. Magic Eye. The annihilation of the Myriad Tentacle Stream startled the evil gods, and they quickly turned their gaze toward the Magic Eye not far away. Under the watchful eyes of all the foreign evil gods, The magic eye, with half of its body trapped inside the world, did not hesitate to abandon the trapped half, as the remaining giant eye, like a dog that had lost its home, frantically fled from the Tianqing world. Before the numerous foreign evil gods could react. Inside the Tianqing world, a colossal hand suddenly reached out. The hand, millions upon millions of miles large, easily captured the frantically fleeing half-eyeball and swiftly pulled it back into the Tianqing world. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It took but a few breaths' time. On the world barrier of the Tianqing world, the two huge cracks rapidly healed and finally disappeared from sight. Silence. All the observing foreign evil gods fell silent. They had never imagined that such a reversal would occur. Within the Tianqing world, a mysterious existence had suppressed both the myriad tentacle stream and demonic eye, two foreign evil gods bestowed with bottom-line measures from the Black Demon Pavilion's master. Especially the last scene they had witnessed, where the demonic eye, having abandoned half its body and thinking it had escaped certain death, hadn't had the chance to breathe a sigh of relief before it was harshly snatched back by that grand hand that filled the sky. What in the world? What in the world happened? What existence could there possibly be within that world? Each of the foreign evil gods trembled in their hearts as they looked towards the Tianqing world, a chilling terror suddenly arising within them. In the eyes of such foreign evil gods, any world was a delicacy, a source of sustenance, but at this moment, the Tianqing world was making every one of them scalp tingle, wishing they could flee from it immediately. The trouble has been resolved. Lin Yuan casually suppressed demonic eye and took it in, then once again observed the Tianqing world to see if there were any fish that slipped the net. After checking several times, Lin Yuan then turned and returned to the Canopy continent, before the martial hole. I've seen the martial ancestor. High Priest Qin Yao immediately greeted Lin Yuan with an utmost respectful bow. Positioned at the highest point in the Tianqing world, High Priest Qin Yao had seen everything with crystal clarity. Two infinitely fierce foreign evil gods, before Lin Yuan, were like two chickens awaiting slaughter, incapable of even a hint of resistance, easily suppressed. This scene greatly shocked High Priest Qin Yao, and it was only at this moment that she realized the true extent of the existence of the martial ancestor that the countless beings of the Tianqing world had worshipped day and night for hundreds of thousands of years. I am going to seclude myself, do not disturb me unless there's something important. Lin Yuan spoke briefly and then walked directly into the martial hole. The doors of the martial hole slowly closed behind him. Martial ancestor, High Priest Qinjiu's voice trembled, and then she turned around, looked down at the countless martial Tao cultivators and all beings, and murmured to herself, "We have survived," inside the martial hole. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. In front of him floated two misty forms, the life cores of the demonic eye and myriad tentacle stream. These two evil gods, Lin Yuan's spirit will was incredibly strong, easily completely refining the two life cores and becoming intimately familiar with all their memories. Whether it was the demonic eye or the myriad tentacle stream, most of their memories were of a state of madness, roaming the boundless void, fighting and devouring other foreign evil gods, discovering worlds and then attempting to invade and devour them. Until they met the Black Demon Pavilion's master and realizing they were utterly powerless to resist, they chose to submit. Their power is somewhat interesting. Lin Yuan studied with care. Moments later, Lin Yuan seemed thoughtful as he took up the misty forms again. Speaking of which, although this physical body is innate strong, deeply rooted, and extraordinarily fitting for martial Tao, has it not embarked upon the martial path evolutionary path? Lin Yuan pondered silently. It was like a naturally strong person who hadn't learned any martial techniques. By cultivating the martial Tao cultivation evolution path with this physique, it will certainly be able to discover deeper potential in the physical body, and moreover, give birth to a fifth physical body divine ability. Lin Yuan's eyes shone bright. Chapter 792 The Fifth Physical Body Divine Ability. Please subscribe. The physical body divine ability originates from the depths of the bloodline. When Lin Yuan arrived in the central divine China world, he integrated the essence of body cultivation into martial Tao, and thus possessed a certain ability. Normally speaking, the thicker the foundation of the physical body, the higher the rank of the physical body divine ability that would be born. For example, in the world of gods, Lin Yuan's body possessed the bloodline of the dragon clan. Ultimately, the physical body divine ability that was born was the elemental body, capable of being immune to 90% of the attacks at the same level in terms of rules. And speaking of a profound foundation, none of Lin Yuan's 9 traverses compared to the present. The inexhaustible origin source of the heaven-tilt martial world took more than 100,000 years to gestate into form, and then nurtured the martial ancestor golden body for another 100,000 years. But in terms of foundation, Lin Yuan even felt he wasn't far behind those unique and special beings of the main universe. A body such as this, once excavated through the martial path evolutionary path, what rank would the condensed physical body divine ability be? There shouldn't be a problem. Wuxia world. Site Wuxia world. Site. Lin Yuan examined himself, and to facilitate his descent, this martial ancestor golden body was also a flesh and blood body, meeting all the prerequisites for condensing a physical body divine ability. Let's start cultivating. Lin Yuan's thoughts converged, and his mind sank into immersion. In his past 9 traverses, if Lin Yuan wanted to cultivate, to recover his strength, he would inevitably need a large amount of external resources. There was no shackles to his realm, but the accumulation of energy was also a must. But now, this martial ancestor golden body itself contained energy that could be called the energy of an entire world. Otherwise, Lin Yuan could not have easily suppressed those 2 foreign evil gods. And as the heavens will of Tianqing world, with a single thought, Lin Yuan could use everything in Tianqing world for himself. Therefore, the Lin Yuan who fell into cultivation at this moment did not have any delay at all. Just one breath. He had entered the threshold of the first rank martial Tao. 10 breaths, second layer martial Tao. 50 breaths, martial Tao third rank. Half an incense stick, 4th stage martial Tao. 1 incense stick, martial Tao 5th stage. Half an hour, 6th stage martial Tao. And at the 6th stage martial Tao, one begins to unlock the power deep within the bloodline, which is also the stage of the martial path evolutionary path where a physical body divine ability is born. Lin Yuan carefully felt his own body, vaguely sensing that a certain power in the depths of his body was beginning to coalesce and sublimate. I can feel it. This Bodhi's condensed physical body divine ability will definitely surpass the previous 4 types. A sense of expectation faintly emerged in Lin Yuan's heart. So far, Lin Yuan possessed a total of 4 physical body divine abilities. They were blood rebirth, mountain moving, strengthening, elemental body. Through past experiences of condensing physical body divine abilities, Lin Yuan felt that the divine ability his body was condensing this time would definitely be extraordinary. Of course, it is hard to say there is a true hierarchy among physical body divine abilities. They yield different effects under different circumstances. But the imprint aura that is coalescing in Lin Yuan's body has a sense of supremacy over the previous 4 physical body divine abilities. At this rate, to completely form the imprint of the divine ability deep within the body, it might take several years or even decades. Lin Yuan pondered within his heart but soon shook his head. That would be the normal situation, which is the time that a regular martial arts evolutionary would need to reach 6th rank during cultivation. But Lin Yuan is not a regular martial arts evolutionary. He is the ancestor of martial arts, and having undergone 9 cycles of rebirth and reconstruction, along with the minutiae manipulation of the physical body from the main universe, Lin Yuan can completely accelerate the speed of the divine ability imprint's formation without any hidden dangers, thus allowing the physical body divine ability to condense earlier. About 3 to 4 days, Lin Yuan estimated. That is to say, in 3 to 4 days, the divine ability imprint deep in his body would be completely condensed. Continue to cultivate. While Lin Yuan focused on the rapid coalescing of the divine ability imprint deep within, he continued to cultivate. Now, he was only at 6th stage martial Tao, still some distance from his prime strength. As for not cultivating during the process of condensing the physical body divine ability, to avoid interference with the formation. If it were during his initial condensation of a physical body divine ability, Lin Yuan might have been concerned about this aspect. But now, Lin Yuan naturally didn't need to consider this. There was no helping it, Lin Yuan's realm was too high, and his control over the microscopic domains of his body was too strong. Many taboos related to cultivation, in Lin Yuan's eyes, seemed as if they did not exist at all. Outside the martial hall, the high priest Qing Yao stood before a group of powerful beings from the Tianqing world. High priest, are you saying that those two invading evil gods were suppressed by the arrival of the martial ancestor? An old man with white hair asked in disbelief. They, too, had seen the battle that had just taken place, where the two foreign evil gods vanished like ants. But they had not determined who the existence that had made the move was. Now, after the high priest's explanation, one can imagine the shock in their hearts. Martial ancestor. The legendary martial ancestor has descended. What else could it be? Besides the martial ancestor, who else could possess such means? Who else would protect us all? The high priest Qing Yao spoke slowly, barely having fully recovered from the shock of the martial ancestor's action even now. First, the martial ancestor, who had been worshipped by the beings of the Tianqing world for hundreds of thousands of years, had actually appeared. Second, the martial ancestor was too powerful, so powerful that the two foreign evil gods which could almost destroy the world seemed like a joke in comparison. The martial ancestor is merciful, proclaimed the white-haired old man, believing it immediately. He discreetly glanced towards the great doors of the martial hall, his eyes glowing with deep reverence. It was not just him, the other martial Dao cultivators on the scene felt the same. Because they all subtly sensed that, as they gazed into the depths of the martial hall, their own cultivation in the martial path trembled with a sensation of reverence and worship. As if they had laid eyes on the ultimate source of all martial paths in the world. This feeling had never occurred, even when faced with the martial ancestor golden body. Therefore, with just a brief explanation from the high priest, there was no question in the minds of everyone present. The martial ancestor needs to go into seclusion for a while. During this time, unless it's a significant matter, there's no need to disturb the martial ancestor, said High Priest Qing Yao immediately. Yes, replied the numerous martial Dao cultivators with utmost respect, ready to guard the entrance of the martial hall with utmost diligence, ensuring that the martial ancestor's seclusion would be undisturbed. In the depths of the boundless void, in front of a massive secret realm floating in the void, a towering figure sat cross-legged. This towering figure, a monster with 18 arms, emitted a lunatic and strange aura that spread into all directions. This imposing silhouette was none other than the Black Demon Pavilion's master, a formidable being that instilled terror among the foreign evil gods. I have been contemplating this treasure for hundreds of thousands of years, yet I still feel so far from truly comprehending it, the Black Demon Pavilion master frowned, staring at a map in front of him. Nearly 200,000 years ago, he acquired this treasure from the secret realm before him and had been continuously contemplating it ever since. It was through contemplating this map that the Black Demon Pavilion Master's strength made significant leaps, eventually making him one of the most potent evil gods in the region, establishing the Black Demon Pavilion, and commanding a vast number of foreign evil gods. But even with his current strength and status, the Black Demon Pavilion Master was still somewhat dissatisfied because he sensed a great secret within the map before him, and no matter what, he just couldn't fully grasp it. Could this treasure be related to the legendary 9th stage evil gods? The Black Demon Pavilion Master wondered. The growth of foreign evil gods is divided into 9 stages. The 9th stage is legendary, and an evil god that grows to this stage is said to be the dominion over all foreign evil gods. Their power can sweep across the vast and boundless void. For now, the Black Demon Pavilion Master is only an 8th stage evil god. While only one stage separates him from the 9th stage, the more he practiced and grew, the more the Black Demon Pavilion Master realized how distant the 9th stage was. The Black Demon Pavilion Master had a faint feeling that the gap between the 8th and 9th stages was far larger than all the gaps from the 1st to the 8th stage combined, and by a large margin at that. As the Black Demon Pavilion Master continued his contemplation of the map before him, suddenly, his expression changed. The demonic eye and myriad tentacle stream I sent out were suppressed. Being in command of a large number of subordinates, the Black Demon Pavilion Master was naturally the first to know everything that transpired outside the Tianqing world. I knew that there was a great secret within that world. In just a few 100,000 years, it had surged its world origin by tenfold. It seems it's really so. The Black Demon Pavilion Master's eyes flickered with a hint of red. Most of his energy and time were spent contemplating the map in front of him, which was why he had the demonic eye and myriad tentacle stream take over the Tianqing world. It seems I need to make a trip there myself. The Black Demon Pavilion Master carefully put away the map, then slowly rose to his feet. Considering that the existence inside that world could easily deal with the demonic eye and myriad tentacle stream, it must be no simple place. With my power alone, I'm not fully confident about taking it down completely. Thinking this, the Black Demon Pavilion Master immediately started contacting some friends. While true friendship doesn't exist among the foreign evil gods, they occasionally cooperate with each other for mutual benefits. The friends that the Black Demon Pavilion Master called upon were also among the most powerful evil gods in the region, with strength at the same level as his own. In the eyes of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, with his power alone, there was no certainty in facing the entity within the Tianqing world that suppressed the demonic eye and myriad tentacle stream. But with the help of several friends, it would undoubtedly be foolproof. Back in the Tianqing world, inside the martial hall, time swiftly passed by 3 or 4 days. In these 3 or 4 days, Lin Yuan had successfully recovered to the 10th stage martial Tao. There was no way around it. In the Tianqing world, Lin Yuan's advantages were too great. Recovering strength was merely a matter of accumulating energy, nothing could be more straightforward. Not to mention anything else, just the infinite world origin contained within the martial ancestor golden body was enough to allow Lin Yuan to rapidly cultivate from the 1st to the 9th rank peak. The stretch from the 9th rank peak to the 10th rank took just a little half a day for Lin Yuan. Recovering to the 10th rank martial Tao strength hadn't surprised Lin Yuan. For him, returning to the 10th rank martial Tao was a matter of course. Even if he had descended into worlds other than Tianqing world, recovering to the 10th rank martial Tao would have been just a matter of time. What Lin Yuan was truly looking forward to was that, after these 3 or 4 days of nurturing, the divine ability imprint deep within his body had finally taken shape. Lin Yuan's 5th physical body divine ability was about to emerge. I wonder what aspect this newly condensed physical body divine ability will entail. Lin Yuan ceased his cultivation, focusing intently on the subtle changes deep within his body. Chapter 793 World, subscribe please. Thud. 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 Lin Yuan's heart beat slowly, each pulsation sending blood to his limbs and throughout his body. For a powerhouse at Lin Yuan's level, the heart was more than just a simple organ. It gathered a vast amount of energy, and the so-called beats were not quite accurate, more like throbs. It was the origin of the physical body, the foundation of the physique. The martial ancestor golden body, that Lin Yuan had cultivated strictly according to human standards, became increasingly solid with every throb of the deep-seated information or imprint within his bloodline. Until it was fully formed. An indescribably complex divine ability imprint was born, boiling all the bloodline power throughout his body. With the newly born divine ability imprint, Lin Yuan seemed to see the very beginning of the Tianqing world's creation, even scenes before its birth, like an epic unfolding. The construction of the most minute aspects of the world, any change, all poured into Lin Yuan's mind. Wuxia world. Sight, the birth of a world. Lin Yuan watched, utterly fascinated. In the main universe, 8th layer evolvers created inner worlds within themselves. But this creation wholly relied on the spatial-temporal structure of the main universe. It was akin to establishing an incredibly similar world on the template of the main universe. Subsequently, evolvers who understood the rule of time, wielding space and time, considered their inner worlds independent and complete. But no matter how independent or complete, they originated from the main universe. It's like a baby born from its mother, detached from the womb, yet everything about it comes from the mother. And to create a complete world from nothing, without relying on any mother. Even an 11th rank life couldn't do it, perhaps only a supreme being would have hoped to achieve this. Replication is easy. Creation is the most difficult. But now, as Lin Yuan watched the condensation of the divine ability imprint at the deepest part of his bloodline, he faintly saw the process of a world being born from nothing. Your insight is against the heavens, observing the birthmark of the world, your understanding of the essence of the world elevates. Lin Yuan was absorbed in observation. Time is unknown. The divine ability imprint within the depths of the bloodline contracted, and a stream of information emerged from it. My 5th physical body divine ability. Lin Yuan's spirit shook, and he immediately began to observe the information flowing out from the divine ability imprint. Compared to the 4 previous divine ability imprints Lin Yuan had manifested, the one that had now condensed revealed the most grandeur by far, even involving scenes from before the Tianqing world's inception. These were scenarios that Lin Yuan, as the heavenly Tao of the Tianqing world, couldn't trace back to, but they appeared in his mind after the physical body divine ability was consolidated. Physical body divine ability world. Lin Yuan quickly understood his 5th physical body divine ability. This divine ability's might was immensely powerful. Once deployed, with Lin Yuan at the center, it would form a world as large as his inner world. Simply put, this divine ability could transform Lin Yuan's inner world into an outer world for a short time. It wasn't a mere shadow of a world or the force of a world, it was an actual world enveloping everything. With Lin Yuan as the master of the world, he could easily control the entire origin power of the world, and any move he made would be amplified tenfold or 100-fold. The enemies, on the other hand, would be suppressed by the world itself, their speeds plummeting, their strength dropping drastically, weakened in every aspect. This is outrageous, truly outrageous. Even with high expectations for this physical body divine ability, thinking it might become his strongest, Lin Yuan was still inexplicably shocked after learning of the divine ability world and its details. Because this divine ability was simply defying heaven. As everyone knows, when are the combat powers of main universe's 8th layer or higher powerhouses at their strongest? By triggering forbidden secret techniques. By wielding powerful weapons. No. None of these. It's when they are within their own inner worlds, that's when their combat power is at its peak. In an inner world, one can command the tremendous force of the world itself, achieving home ground suppression. The inner world of an 8th rank being is such that even 9th rank and 10th rank beings wouldn't dare to enter lightly. Even with the might of a 10th rank, within an 8th rank's inner world, the vast origin power of the world cannot be suppressed, but what if the 8th rank being detonates their inner world? The terrifying explosion of the world's power is fully capable of severely injuring a 10th rank being. An 8th rank injuring a 10th rank, such a preposterous thing would normally be considered absurd, but if a 10th rank being entered an 8th rank's inner world, it becomes quite possible. However, the home ground advantage of an inner world is strong but somewhat useless. Unless there's imposing disparity in strength, it's nearly impossible to ensnare an enemy within one's inner world. You have your inner world, so do I. Just need to similarly awaken the power of the inner world, neutralize each other, and you can resist being drawn in. It's like 2 magnets with the same polarity. Even if one magnet is many times larger than the other, they repel each other due to same polarity, and under normal circumstances, they can't stick together. And when 8th rank powerhouses or 9th rank powerhouses engage in battle, it's usually by crushing the external parts of one's inner world. As for crushing from the inside, everyone's not a fool. How could they easily enter another's inner world? But Lin Yuan's newly born world divine ability could instantly condense an outer world. No matter if you're willing to enter or not, it directly places the surroundings under the domain of its own world, turning any place into a home ground favorable to oneself. Of course, the divine ability world isn't without its drawbacks. It doesn't last long, probably only about 6 seconds. Chapter 794 World. Subscribe please. _2 But even that couldn't hide the heaven-defying nature of this divine ability. 6 seconds was enough to do quite a lot. To be trapped inside an opponent's inner world for 6 seconds at the same level of power. It's hard to imagine how many times one would be squeezed and squished. That's too exaggerated. Lin Yuan's eyes slightly heated. Compared to the previous 4 physical body divine abilities, the divine ability world was purely offensive. Once the outer world has formed, Lin Yuan couldn't move. He could only try to defeat the enemy within the maintenance interval of the world. In contrast, even the divine skill enhancement had aspects for preserving life, like triggering enhancement to escape using increased speed. However, I like it. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. The divine ability world depended entirely on one's own inner world, because the conjured outer world was based on the inner world as its foundation. The stronger the inner world, the stronger the conjured outer world. And the inner world, that was Lin Yuan's strongest advantage. Although the depth of space was temporary, the sheer size alone was more than 20 times that of his peers in the main universe. The more than 20 times referred to the diameter, and if converted into volume, it was indescribable how many times more it was. Wuxia World. Sight Wuxia World. Sight This physical body divine ability was simply tailor-made for Lin Yuan. The most powerful application of the divine ability world is self-destruction, Lin Yuan thought rapidly. If he couldn't defeat his opponent in the first 5 seconds, then he would self-destruct in the 6th second. Although the outer world strictly followed the standards of the inner world, it wasn't the inner world itself, but a replica quickly condensed by the divine ability world using the inner world as a template. The size and power were consistent. But it wasn't the same entity. Self-destruction of the outer world didn't mean self-destruction of the inner world. If Lin Yuan eventually triggered the self-destruction of the outer world, at most he would suffer some backlash, a price much lighter than self-destruction of the inner world. Self-destruction of the inner world was essentially a desperate move that meant mutual destruction. Whereas self-destruction of the outer world only resulted in some backlash. The gravity of each choice was clear at a glance. With the foundation level of my true Bodhis inner world, once I self-destruct the conjured outer world, even the 4 divine kings and other 11th rank perfections of legendary life forms would undoubtedly die, Lin Yuan thought privately, and I would only suffer some backlash. This was still considering Lin Yuan was at the 10th rank. If he were promoted to tier 11 and once again subjected to chaos void origin infusion, his inner world's foundation would skyrocket. At that time, the power of self-destruction he could generate from the conjured outer world was beyond Lin Yuan's imagination. Such a move, I can only use once. Lin Yuan was well aware. His true physical form's inner world in the main universe reached a size of 200 million square miles, therefore the conjured outer world was of this range as well. For an 11th rank powerhouse, if they figured out the essence of this move, staying over 200 million miles away from Lin Yuan would be possible. The attack range of an 11th rank powerhouse was counted in light years, so a distance of over 200 million miles was trivial. Of course, easier said than done. Lin Yuan could completely conceal his presence, infiltrate within 200 million miles of the enemy, then strike with the divine ability world. Next, the most important thing is to thoroughly comprehend this divine ability imprint. Lin Yuan's expression grew somewhat solemn. Only by fully comprehending the divine ability imprint could he take it to the main world and imprint it on his true spiritual body. The contribution of this divine ability to Lin Yuan's combat power goes without saying. even if it meant sacrificing the time to understand the spatiotemporal fusion rules, he had to fully comprehend this divine ability imprint first. The spatiotemporal fusion rules could be comprehended anywhere in the main universe, or even in other traversed worlds. But the world divine ability imprint could only be comprehended through this martial ancestor golden body. Outside the Tianqing world. The boundless expanse of the void. The Black Demon Pavilion Master and 3 friends were hastening toward the Tianqing world. An immense and terrifying aura emanated from these 4 outer domain evil gods. All along the way, despite the vast distances, it caused the hearts of other outer domain evil gods to tremble. Is that the Black Demon Pavilion Master? Apart from the Black Demon Pavilion Master, there are also 3 equally powerful evil gods. What could have happened? Wasn't the Black Demon Pavilion Master in close cultivation? The Black Demon Pavilion Master must be heading to the Tianqing world. Previously, 2 members of the Black Demon Pavilion fell within the Tianqing world. Numerous outer domain evil gods watched from afar. The influence of the Black Demon Pavilion Master was just too great, instilling fear in many outer domain evil gods. Moreover, the fact that he was traveling with 3 other powerful evil gods only added to the concern. Black Demon, what secret does that world hold that you are taking it so seriously? Indeed, what is it that requires us all to go together? Black Demon, you can decide if we join forces, but we can't go on a fruitless trip. The 3 friends of the Black Demon Pavilion Master exchanged thoughts rapidly as they continued toward the Tianqing world. As outer domain evil gods, they were not known to rise early without cause, expecting them to help the Black Demon Pavilion Master seek revenge for free. Absolutely not. Don't worry, the secrets contained in that world are substantial, enough to rapidly increase the power of the world origin. As long as we take down that world, I am willing to share this secret with you. The Black Demon Pavilion Master glanced at his 3 friends and continued, moreover, I can let you join me in entering that void secret realm afterward, to explore the opportunities within together. Good. It's generous of you, Black Demon. I will definitely help you with this revenge. Chapter 795 World, please subscribe. _3 The 3 outer domain evil gods were overjoyed upon hearing the news. For the time being, let's not talk about the secrets of the Tianqing world. They were quite envious of the void secret realm that the Black Demon Pavilion Master was guarding. However, since the Pavilion Master held the key to that secret realm and wouldn't lead the way, they definitely couldn't enter it on their own. Upon hearing this, the Black Demon Pavilion Master did not respond but continued to head towards the Tianqing world. About the secret of the Tianqing world. Greatly enhancing the origin power of the world wouldn't cost the Pavilion Master anything more, even if another evil god knew of it. As for that void secret realm he was guarding, even without the matter of the Tianqing world, the Pavilion Master was already planning to invite the other 3 evil gods inside. In the tens of thousands of years, the Pavilion Master had explored that void secret realm and had reached a bottleneck. From now on, it would be difficult to achieve anything there by his power alone. Therefore, teaming up with the other 3 evil gods to explore was almost inevitable. Soon, the Pavilion Master and the 4 outer domain evil gods stopped and gazed into the distance at the Tianqing world. Is that the world, Wuxia world? Sight, the origin of the world is indeed abundant. It looks delicious. The other 3 evil gods examined the Tianqing world closely. As evil gods, they naturally could sense the level of a world's origin power. And the Tianqing world, right now, definitely could be described as succulent. Black Demon, what should we do now? Since you called us here, you command. The 3 outer domain evil gods, though eager to devour the Tianqing world, also understood that forcing the Pavilion Master to call them meant it was no ordinary world. And this collaboration was led by the Pavilion Master himself. They were just here to assist, tempted by the lure of the void secret realm. They all kept to the rules. No need to approach that world, just attack from here, said the Pavilion Master. The Tianqing world itself, although filled with abundant origin power, was bound by its own world and couldn't actively attack areas outside of itself. In other words, they just needed to attack from a distance, and the Tianqing world would be a sitting target. This was the confidence with which the outer domain evil gods dared to consume worlds. The world's intrinsic source of origin power was definitely much greater than that of an individual evil god. But alas, the world couldn't fight back on its own. This was akin to the difference between herbivores and carnivores. No matter how formidable the size of an herbivore, it couldn't resist a carnivore. No problem. The three evil gods nodded. Tianqing world. In the depths of the martial hall, Lin Yuan was sitting cross-legged, comprehending the divine ability world imprint. The pavilion master is coming on his own initiative. Lin Yuan glanced outside the world. With the statue imbued with power from the pavilion master, Lin Yuan could easily pinpoint the pavilion master's location using causal sensing. So, from the pavilion master starting his move to approaching the Tianqing world, Lin Yuan was acutely aware. And he brought three evil gods with him. Lin Yuan immediately sensed the aura of three evil gods outside the black demon pavilion master. Perfect. I can try out the divine ability world. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Even if the Black Demon Pavilion Master hadn't come, Lin Yuan was planning to try to activate the world divine ability to familiarize himself with the control details. Compared to experiencing the divine ability world, dealing with the four most powerful outer domain evil gods in this area, including the Black Demon Pavilion Master, was purely incidental. As for exposing the secret of the world divine ability, the strong beings in the main universe have avatars. Since Lin Yuan's world divine ability couldn't completely kill the opponent, it was possible it would be discovered. But those four evil gods outside. According to Lin Yuan's causal sensing, the opponent didn't have any avatars. As long as he completely eliminated them, there was no risk of exposing any secrets. Deep within the boundless void, the outer domain evil gods were also paying attention to the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the other three evil gods. The Black Demon Pavilion Master is really cautious, not planning to get close to the Tianqing world at all. Naturally, inside Tianqing world lie great horrors. The demonic eye and myriad tentacle stream couldn't even escape, so naturally, the Black Demon Pavilion Master will not underestimate it. Indeed, attack from a distance, just wait until Tianqing world is breached, the great horrors within will naturally reveal themselves. The numerous outer domain evil gods were discussing swiftly, eagerly awaiting the scene after the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the other three evil gods tore open Tianqing world. In the eyes of all the evil gods, the fate of Tianqing world was almost certain. With the Black Demon Pavilion Master and three other powerful evil gods taking action and being so cautious, there was no possibility of Tianqing world escaping unscathed. Begin the attack. Don't hold back at all. Between the 18 arms of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, terrifying energy fluctuations were subtly converging while he instructed his other three friends. The four evil gods working together could completely tear open Tianqing world in no more than a moment with their full strength. You see, previously just a power sculpture of the Black Demon Pavilion Master was able to tear a huge crack in the barrier of the Tianqing world. Now personally taking action, and together with the other three friends, tearing open Tianqing world was nothing short of certain. That's for sure. The three outer domain evil gods also quickly began to take action. Even a lion using all its strength to hunt a rabbit, these evil gods, who had emerged from endless slaughters, naturally understood this principle. However, the next moment, the gaze of the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the four evil gods changed. The void was vast. At this moment, they were no longer in the boundless void, but had come to another world. What is this? The face of the Black Demon Pavilion Master drastically changed. Being in this world, he was completely unable to sense the aura of the boundless void, as if cut off. The other 3 outer domain evil gods felt the same. However, before the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the 4 outer domain evil gods could react, the overwhelming force of the world crushed down, the physical souls of the 4 outer domain evil gods shook, with no power to resist, their consciousness plunged into darkness, and soon, together with the surrounding world, they all shrank into the Tianqing world. Chapter 796 The Mysterious Map. Subscribe please. A more distant boundless void. Many watching foreign evil gods almost believed they were witnessing an illusion. In their view, the Black Demon Pavilion Master and 3 other powerful evil gods were about to attack the Tianqing world. Suddenly, they vanished. Here, vanish means completely disappeared, without even a trace of their aura perceptible. What's going on? Where are the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the others? Why did they just disappear? Initially, the foreign evil gods instinctively questioned. But moments later, more and more of them realized. Either the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the 3 others had been completely suppressed, or they had already fallen. Wuxia world. Sight otherwise, there wouldn't be such an inexplicable disappearance without any signs. This speculation made every foreign evil god's scalp explode. When Demonic Eye and Myriad Touchstream were trapped in the Tianqing world, they could still understand what was happening. Myriad Touchstream was extinguished, directly suppressed. Demonic Eye tried to escape, but half of its body was pulled back by a giant hand that extended from within the Tianqing world. But what about the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the 3 powerful evil gods? What happened? All the foreign evil gods could not understand what had exactly happened. What's more critical is that, compared to Demonic Eye and Myriad Touchstream, the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the other 3 were unimaginably more powerful. Their silent disappearance without even causing a ripple deeply chilled the other foreign evil gods. Inside Tianqing world, countless martial Dao cultivators were celebrating the salvation brought by martial ancestor. Thanks to the propaganda of Martial Hall, all beings within the world knew that it was their revered martial ancestor, whom they had worshipped for hundreds of thousands of years, who had dealt with the existence of Demonic Eye and Myriad Touchstream. However, what the beings inside the Tianqing world did not know was that just recently, the Black Demon Pavilion Master and other 3 beings far surpassing the earlier 2 evil gods were also casually dealt with by martial ancestor. The whole process did not cause any disturbance. The Black Demon Pavilion Master and the 3 powerful evil gods, in the presence of Lin Yuan, did not even have the ability to struggle or resist. Deep within Martial Hall, Lin Yuan was carefully understanding every detail of when he had used the Divine Ability World. That instant, the Divine Ability imprint used my physical body as the base, connecting in all directions, forcibly turning everything in the boundless void into my world. Lin Yuan was somewhat shocked. Compared to secret techniques, activating a divine ability does not require comprehension. Lin Yuan only needs to stimulate the imprint representing the Divine Ability World inside him. Of course, if Lin Yuan could fully understand the imprint of the world divine ability, it would mean transforming this ability into a form of secret technique that he can comprehend, thus enabling him to bring it to the main universe and use it with his true primordial spirit. I feel that with each use of the divine ability world, my understanding of its imprint deepens, bringing me closer to full comprehension. Lin Yuan thought pensively. Directly viewing the world divine ability imprint to understand it fully is indeed something Lin Yuan can achieve with his against heaven's understanding, but actively stimulating this divine ability and observing its interaction with the surrounding heaven and earth more evidently accelerates the comprehension. Activating the world divine ability once consumes a lot of energy. With my current strength, without affecting my powers, I can probably activate it once every 2 days. Lin Yuan stroked his chin. It's a pity, the power generated from self-destruction is just too great, otherwise, I could have tried it. Lin Yuan felt a bit regretful. Even now, with his inner world unenhanced by the mysterious gourd or infused with the chaos void, once self-destructing, the generated power would be extremely terrifying. The mere aftermath could potentially penetrate the Tianqing world, and if Lin Yuan attempted to self-destruct outside his body, he would need to choose a location far from the Tianqing world. Next, I can use a strand of world-breaking origin force to summon the mysterious gourd, enhancing this physical body's inner world and resilience. Lin Yuan thought to himself. He wanted to see what it felt like to execute the world divine ability again after his inner world reached an expanse of over 2 billion square miles. Right. Lin Yuan seemed to recall something and his consciousness descended into his inner world. The Black Demon Pavilion Master and the other 3 foreign evil gods were completely suppressed. Their gigantic bodies were reduced to a few meters in size, lying in a corner asleep. These 4 nearly 10th rank evil gods do hold significant research value. Lin Yuan's thoughts flickered slightly. Most of the bodies of the 4 foreign evil gods were transformed into origin power and absorbed by the inner world. To study the foreign evil gods, only their core parts were needed. Rustling. As their bodies crumbled, the treasures carried by the 4 foreign evil gods spilled out all over. Lin Yuan casually inspected them, and indeed, as the powerful evil god who had dominated this region, the Black Demon Pavilion Master's treasures were all of notable value. Powerful weapons. Special metals. Rare spirit fruit. And so forth. The other 3 evil gods also held considerable wealth, only slightly less than the Black Demon Pavilion Master. Although bringing these treasures back to the main universe would cost world-breaking origin force, Lin Yuan could cleverly transform them into primal force and integrate them within the origin clock, thereby indirectly taking them back to the main universe. As for the martial ancestor golden body that Lin Yuan now possessed, unlike the physical body he had used to traverse other worlds before, Lin Yuan did not plan to transform this body into primal force and merge it into the origin clock. The Tianqing world had already become Lin Yuan's backyard, where descending once only required a third of a strand of world-breaking origin force, meaning that as long as Lin Yuan wished, he could descend at any time. In such a situation, Lin Yuan needed a physical body always ready, to avoid going through the recovery phase every time he descended. For instance, this time when he descended into the Tianqing world, it took Lin Yuan less than 4 days to recover to the 10th stage martial Tao. If this were in other traversed worlds, at least it would be calculated in decades or even centuries. Whoosh! The accumulation of the 4 outer domain evil gods over millions or even tens of millions of years, though most of it was used on themselves, the remaining treasures were still vast like an ocean. Lin Yuan quickly inventoried the spoils previously obtained from suppressing the demonic eye and myriad touch stream, which were far inferior to what he now had. Good grief, this piece of special metal, similar to the Taiyang gold crystal of the main universe, such a large piece containing the power of Taiyang true fire could be estimated to have as much as 10,000 stars. Even within human civilization, it would be considered an 11-star rare treasure. Lin Yuan waved his right hand, and a fist-sized red crystal core appeared in front of him. This crystal core did not seem big, but it was the result of Lin Yuan using the space rules to compress it. If not compressed, its size was estimated to exceed 1,000,000 miles. The dimension where the boundless void is located, and the dimension where chaos void is located, are not the same dimension, and the treasures within them vary in value. This Taiyang gold core, under extremely harsh conditions for formation in the main universe, requires millions of years to hope to develop, but in this boundless void? Lin Yuan thought to himself. Not to mention different dimensions, even within the same dimension in different universes, many resource cultivation conditions differ. The difficulty of nurturing certain resources varies from universe to universe. This is even more so between dimensions. Of course. Whether it was the dimension of the boundless void or that of the chaos void, although they are not in the same dimension, they essentially belong to the same type of space, both are three-dimensional spaces. Thus, all the rules Lin Yuan had comprehended could be applied. If he was in a lower dimension, such as a two-dimensional space, it would trap him in the scenario like the blank paper two-dimensional world of the main universe. It would even be more brutal than the two-dimensional world. The two-dimensional world is almost a perfect world, a product of life exploring low-dimensional space, merely mimicking low-dimensional space and clearly different from true low-dimensional space. Lin Yuan quickly inventoried the spoils, merely having killed 4 nearly 10th stage outer domain evil gods, but the richness of the spoils gave Lin Yuan the illusion of having killed an 11th rank powerhouse's true body. You should know that in the main universe, completely killing an 11th rank powerhouse is a very difficult task, as those 11th rank powerhouses all hide their true bodies in absolutely safe places. What about avatars? They do not carry 2 precious treasures, and even if killed, the gain wouldn't be big. Like the 4 divine kings, whose avatars merged into the ultimate weapons, it is exceedingly rare, prepared by the Star Alliance as trump cards, intended to go on a killing spree on the battlefield. And holding weapons that suit themselves, with the ultimate existence not taking action, who else could kill them? Whoosh whoosh whoosh. One by one, the spoils were categorized by Lin Yuan, whether to absorb them now or later, each was properly arranged according to its location. Suddenly, Lin Yuan stopped. He looked towards a scroll. This scroll should be a scroll hanging in the air, seemingly quite ordinary. But how could a treasure collected by 4 evil gods be ordinary? Moreover, this scroll made Lin Yuan somewhat unable to see through it. He could not discern the fundamental nature of the scroll. Even the power of the world cannot penetrate it. Lin Yuan looked shocked. Lin Yuan's method to appraise a spoil was through the infiltration of the world's power, and then measuring its value with it. This was the simplest method. But now, the world's power could not infiltrate this scroll in front of him. Without infiltration, naturally, the inside value could not be measured. This scroll comes from the Black Demon Pavilion Master. Lin Yuan thought to himself, carefully examining it. Interesting. Lin Yuan looked at the scroll floating in front of him. Forget it. Directly soul search. Lin Yuan caught the soul of the Black Demon Pavilion Master and began to soul search. This scroll, obtained by chance by the Black Demon Pavilion Master, is a key to a void secret realm, merging consciousness into it. Lin Yuan furrowed his brow slightly. In the memory of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, there wasn't a segment about merging consciousness into the scroll. This situation could have 2 possibilities. One is that the Black Demon Pavilion Master actively erased this memory. But this possibility is quite low, as the Black Demon Pavilion Master did not know that he would fall into Lin Yuan's hands and, without prior knowledge, would not erase the memory. The second possibility is that the scroll cannot be recalled in memory. That is, only the person himself knows, and others, even if they soul search, cannot see. Some core heritage secret methods of human civilization use this method to prevent being known by different species. I will merge my consciousness into it and take a look. Lin Yuan repeatedly confirmed, although he could not know the scene of the Black Demon Pavilion Master's consciousness merging into the scroll, from the memories of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, there was no aversion to merging consciousness into it. There was even some anticipation. This meant there was no danger. Boom! Lin Yuan's consciousness merged into the scroll. He suddenly entered a space. Chapter 797 Void Creatures, subscribe please. The space within the scroll was only 1,000 miles in radius. Lin Yuan glanced over it and discovered that in the central location, there were 2 high platforms situated. At the same time, 2 messages transmitted from the 2 platforms. The message from the left platform was, all life from the boundless void can use this token to enter the void's secret realm and slay void creatures. This message was very simple. It was purely just a message, without any pressure, without any mystique, but the first sentence all life from the boundless void suggested quite a grand scope. The boundless void was vast and endless. Evil gods were considered life of the boundless void, as were some other special existences. Simply put, any life born in the boundless void was considered as such. Even Lin Yuan could be considered half a life of the boundless void. Wuxia world. Sight his martial ancestor golden body was also nurtured from the boundless void. Void secret realm. Slaying void creatures. What are these void creatures? Is it just simple slaughter? Lin Yuan thought to himself. If there were no benefits, who would fight these so-called void creatures given the selfish and self-interested nature of the foreign evil gods? But from Lin Yuan's soul search of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, there was both fear and longing for that void secret realm. There must be some major benefit. Lin Yuan thought inwardly, as the memories of the Black Demon Pavilion Master regarding the void secret realm were similarly obscured. Yet from the fluctuating emotions, one could infer a lot of information. The void secret realm is probably in that location. Lin Yuan's gaze looked distantly in a certain direction. The message from the left platform also contained the precise coordinates of the boundless void. Moreover, the memories of the Black Demon Pavilion Master had the general location of that void secret realm. Compared to the brief message from the left platform, the message from the right platform was many times more complex. Is this a secret technique? A body refinement secret technique? Lin Yuan showed a trace of surprise. Xianhuang physique, which he cultivated, was indeed one of the top body refinement secret techniques. Cultivated to the extreme, it was powerful enough to traverse the 12th rank. It's less detailed than Xianhuang physique, but the limit seems high, and it requires a profound understanding of the material law. Lin Yuan browsed briefly. The material law, being one of the fundamental laws, is the basis of all matter, and flesh and blood are naturally part of that matter. The practice of Xianhuang physique also requires understanding the material law, but Lin Yuan had already thoroughly comprehended it. That Black Demon Pavilion Master has not cultivated this body refinement secret technique deeply, otherwise, he would have already stepped into the 10th rank. Is it because his understanding of the material law is insufficient? Lin Yuan mused. Evil gods of the boundless void possess many innate abilities, essentially incarnations of laws, but to have these evil gods understand other laws was an almost impossible task. Many evil gods couldn't even maintain their own sanity all the time. This body refinement secret technique could be worthy of reference. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. Even if it wasn't as good as Xianhuang physique, the two methodologies refined the body from completely different perspectives and both had their merits. Next, Lin Yuan proceeded to inventory all the remaining spoils of war, and began to finish viewing the memories of the remaining 3 evil gods. The 4 evil gods, including the Black Demon Pavilion Master, standing at the pinnacle of this region, naturally had a good understanding of the nearby intelligence. Add to that the memories of the ancestral demon tree itself. Lin Yuan immediately had a general impression of the vast boundless void. Firstly, the boundless void had no end. Even the evil gods did not know the actual size and scope to this day. According to the memories of the several evil gods, the boundless void is divided into numerous void domains, and the current void domain where the Tianqing world is located is named the 3-Yin void domain. The strongest evil god of the 3-Yin void domain is the Lord of the 3-Yin, very close to being a 9th stage evil god. Even the 4 evil gods, including the Black Demon Pavilion Master, were nominally under that Lord of the 3-Yin. Lord of the 3-Yin. Lin Yuan's expression grew slightly solemn, as in the memories of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, there was immense wariness, even fear, towards that Lord of the 3-Yin. Does that Lord of the 3-Yin at least have the strength of the 10th rank summit, or has one foot already stepped into tier 11? Lin Yuan was only slightly more serious, with his current strength, once he activated the divine ability world. Even if all aspects of his foundation are not as strong as his main universe true body, he could still suppress the 1st and 2nd tiers of the 11th rank. Unless faced directly with a 9th stage evil god, there was nothing that Lin Yuan feared. Moreover, even if it was a ninth-stage evil god, the threat to Lin Yuan was very limited, and retreating unscathed if unable to win was not a problem at all. After sorting everything out, Lin Yuan's thoughts stirred slightly, and the door to the myriad realms in the depths of his mind rippled faintly as the mysterious gourd slowly descended across dimensions. In addition to cultivating, I will also elevate the inner world to its limits. Lin Yuan picked up the mysterious gourd. With the premise of realm sharing, this martial ancestor golden body as well as both primordial spirits, after absorbing the seven-colored liquid from the mysterious gourd, could easily do so in a short time. The size and the depth of the inner world now had a profound impact on Lin Yuan's strength, and the might of the divine ability world was entirely dependent on the inner world. In a part of the three-een void domain, within a majestic hall, the Lord of the Three-een sat high on his throne, with many subservient evil gods kneeling below. As the ruler of a void domain, the strength of the Lord of the Three-een was unquestionable, and the renown among the evil gods wasn't something that could be tricked or taken lightly, it was earned through slaughter. Chapter 798 Void Creatures, subscribe please, _2 I can feel it, just one step away from the ninth stage. The Lord of the Three-een, with a flash of longing in his gaze, looked down at the numerous evil gods kneeling before him. If he devoured these evil gods, he could advance even further. The Lord of the Three-een would not hesitate. Unfortunately, for an evil god to grow from the 8th layer to the 9th, mere devouring was no longer significant, accumulation in other aspects was more necessary. My spirit will, with the aid of that void secret realm, is already strong enough, but the perception of rules? We evil gods are born strong, what rules are there to perceive? The Lord of the Three-een sighed. Just then an evil god below seemed to receive some information and immediately spoke up, Great Lord, your subordinate black demon has fallen outside of a world, according to intelligence. Black demon. The Lord of the Three-een looked down, so it's him. More than 100,000 years ago, Black Demon had personally come outside the Grand Hall, submitting to the Lord of the Three-een. This was also a rule established by the Lord of the Three-een. Within the Three-een void domain, all evil gods of a certain strength must come to pay homage to him. Otherwise, they would be considered enemies of the Lord of the Three-een. He also had a token to enter that void secret realm. I didn't expect him to die so soon. The Lord of the Three-een thought to himself, having some recollection of the Black Demon Pavilion Master. Because the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the Lord of the Three-een were of the same path, they could both enter that mysterious void secret realm. However, the Lord of the Three-een had entered the void secret realm much earlier than the Black Demon Pavilion Master. Of course, the Lord of the Three-een was quite familiar with the Black Demon Pavilion Master, but the latter did not realize that his biggest secret had already been seen through by the Lord of the Three-een. The gap between their strengths was too vast. How did Black Demon die? The Lord of the Three-een asked casually. About that void secret realm, it was no secret to the many lords of the evil gods within the boundless void. Almost all of them held tokens and could come and go freely. Besides, it was also possible for evil gods beneath the lords to obtain a token and thereby enter the void secret realm. The Lord of the Three-een felt somewhat regretful at the moment. The Black Demon Pavilion Master had the means to enter and exit the secret realm, and his potential for future growth should not be low. Perhaps he might have had a chance to come close to him. Of course, the Lord of the Three-een felt no sorrow. To him, the Black Demon Pavilion Master was merely a tool. If the future growth was good, he could be put to use. Even if he grew close to the Lord tier of evil gods, the Lord of the Three-een wouldn't mind consuming him for a feast. Devouring other evil gods didn't help in becoming a 9th stage evil god, but it was a delectable treat, especially the more powerful the evil gods were. Lord, please see, this is the memory image of the battle at that time. The evil god below immediately raised his hand, and sequences of images emerged, showing the moment when Black Demon Pavilion Master and 4 other evil gods had come outside the Tianqing world, planning to attack from afar. The Lord of the Three Een watched the memory images, his expression suddenly changing to incredulity. They disappeared. I didn't even see how they vanished. What enemy did this black demon pavilion master provoke? The Lord of the Three Een was somewhat alarmed. Although the memory images were from the spectating evil gods and couldn't fully reproduce the real scene, the abrupt disappearance of Black Demon Pavilion Master and the four powerful evil gods still made the Lord of the Three Een feel like facing a formidable enemy. It's the rules. It must involve some kind of rules. The evil god who acted against them is closer to the 9th stage than I am, perhaps a 9th stage evil god. The Lord of the Three Een's heart was overwhelmed by huge waves. Even if this was just speculation, and the Lord of the Three Een had never seen the enemy with his own eyes, he couldn't be certain whether it was a 9th stage evil god who had acted. But this was enough to make the Lord of the Three Een's heart tremble. Lord, what should we do now? The kneeling evil god below couldn't help but ask. In the Three Een void domain, the Lord of the Three Een was the absolute dominion. The disappearance of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, one of his subordinates, was equivalent to a slap in the face of the Lord of the Three Een. To command more evil gods, the Lord of the Three Een would occasionally act to help subordinates avenge themselves. Solely relying on absolute strength could not make all evil gods completely submit. At times, it was necessary to show favor and benefits. What to do? The Lord of the Three Een looked troubled. Regardless of whether the entity that struck against Black Demon Pavilion Master was a 9th stage evil god or not, it was undoubtedly stronger than the Lord of the Three Een himself. Tell all evil gods within my Three Een void domain to avoid that area. After a moment of silence, the Lord of the Three Een immediately commanded. With such an entity appearing in his domain, the Lord of the Three Een felt helpless and could only restrict his subordinates as much as possible to avoid provocation. Avoid that area. Upon hearing this, the other evil gods below exchanged glances and immediately realized that the being who had struck against Black Demon Pavilion Master must be of immense strength, otherwise, the great Lord of the Three Een would not back down. Sir the Nelfer. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Just over a month had passed. Lin Yuan's true body and the two primordial spirits' inner worlds had already reached their zenith, each spanning 2.3 billion miles. Those vaguely watching evil gods, they've all disappeared. Lin Yuan's thoughts flickered as he looked beyond his world. Ever since he had returned to the Tianqing world, with the invasion of Magic Eye and Myriad Tentacle Stream, Lin Yuan had felt the sensation of being watched from a distant location. Other evil gods must be eyeing the Tianqing world. This was quite normal. To the evil gods, the Tianqing world was like a delicious meal, even after the incident with Black Demon Pavilion Master and the other four evil gods. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 799 Void Creatures, subscribe please. _3 Other evil gods realized that the Tianqing world was not easy to provoke, but despite their inability to defeat it, taking a mere glance was extremely normal. However, Lin Yuan now keenly noticed that even those prying eyes had vanished without a trace. What a pity, Lin Yuan felt somewhat regretful. He had originally planned to enhance his strength to the limit and then send out his two primordial spirits to sweep through the adversaries. Having killed the Black Demon Pavilion Master and four other powerful evil gods, Lin Yuan tasted the sweetness of victory, and though the other evil gods might not be as affluent as them, they were at least better than nothing. Is it related to the Lord of the Three Een? Lin Yuan guessed in his mind that only the high and mighty Lord of the Three Een, remembered by the Black Demon Pavilion Master, could command so many evil gods at once. Now, it's time to properly enhance the Tianqing world. Lin Yuan slowly stood up. For over a month, he had devoted most of his energy and attention to comprehending the World Divine Ability Imprint and the Spatiotemporal Fusion Rule. As time passed, Lin Yuan increasingly felt the limitations the Tianqing world imposed on him. As the master of the world, the Tianqing world could not possibly repel Lin Yuan, but there was a huge disparity between their levels. Especially as his inner world reached a dimension of 2.3 billion square miles. It was like the relationship between a sword and its sheath. The sword, just with its sharpness and aura, could easily tear the sheath apart. They didn't quite match. With my current comprehension of the world's essence, enhancing the level of Tianqing world should not be difficult, Lin Yuan silently thought. Now that Tianqing world had become his backyard and his stronghold, elevating its level would allow it to accommodate more martial Dao cultivators. And Lin Yuan would also feel more comfortable within it. There were only advantages and no disadvantages. Martial Ancestor. Greetings, Martial Ancestor. As soon as Lin Yuan stepped out of the martial hall, the high priest Qin Yao and other elders of the Tianqing world bowed respectfully to him. Lin Yuan nodded and calmly said, I will be elevating the world level next. Pay attention during the process. Before the echo of his words faded, Lin Yuan disappeared from the spot. In the high skies of Tianqing world. Here, space twisted as Lin Yuan stood tall, overlooking the entire Tianqing world. From this perspective, the diameter of the Tianqing world exceeded 1 billion miles, seemingly vast, but clearly a bit cramped for a 10th-rank summit life form like Lin Yuan. Expand, expand, expand. With a single thought from Lin Yuan, the origin source of the entire Tianqing world suddenly boiled and began to massively absorb the energy from the boundless void. The limitless power, which even evil gods couldn't directly absorb, rushed into Tianqing world, causing it to rapidly expand. The land stretched, the oceans widened, and deeper in the oceans, new lands were born. During the proactive guidance to elevate the world's level, Lin Yuan gained a lot as well. With every expansion of Tianqing world, his understanding deepened. Your comprehension is extraordinary, leading the expansion of the world, enhancing your grasp on the essence of the world. In just a few days, Lin Yuan's comprehension of the world divine ability imprint increased by 1/10, a progress that would normally take decades under regular contemplation. Now it's about right. Lin Yuan slowly ceased his contemplation, looking towards the Tianqing world that had expanded tenfold. Has the spatio-temporal fusion rule reached the third realm? Lin Yuan raised an eyebrow. Before attempting his 10th traversal, Lin Yuan's comprehension of the spatio-temporal fusion rule was close to the peak of the second realm. Now, by actively guiding the expansion of the Tianqing world, he had advanced the spatio-temporal fusion rule into the third realm. It's a pity, even worlds have their limits. Lin Yuan sighed inwardly. Tianqing world managed to expand tenfold in just a few days, mainly due to the accumulation over hundreds of thousands of years under the management of the ancestral demon tree and its constant slow enhancement up until now, finally bursting forth. It was also related to Lin Yuan's own realm, his understanding of the world divine skills, and his comprehensive insight into the spatio-temporal fusion rule and numerous other fusion rules, which were all integrated into Tianqing world. Following this, for Tianqing world to continue expanding, Lin Yuan's realm needed to improve further, along with a certain level of inherent accumulation. Anyway, it was not something that could be achieved in a short time. Outside the martial hall, the high priest Qin Yao and many of the Tianqing world elders had witnessed the entire process of the world's transition. The world has changed, the sky has risen, the earth has thickened, and the space has become more vast. Search *the Defy. Ed website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. The many elders swallowed nervously. Even though they had long regarded the martial ancestor as their ultimate faith, their hearts were still overwhelmed by the shock when they witnessed this scene for themselves. After elevating the level of the Tianqing world, Lin Yuan returned once more to the depths of the martial hall. Now, it feels much more comfortable. Lin Yuan's face wore a smile, for the Tianqing world could now at least accommodate him. Indeed, for Lin Yuan, the boundless void was more suitable, but as the heavenly Tao of the Tianqing world, being within the Tianqing world was the safest for Lin Yuan. With the support of the world's origin source from the Tianqing world, Lin Yuan's combat power was at its strongest. You go to that void's secret realm. Lin Yuan looked towards the Taiyang divine spirit, took out the scroll, and handed it over. Now that the two primordial spirits had completely absorbed the liquid inside the mysterious gourd, reaching their peak level, they were ready to be dispatched. The void's secret realm was highly valued by Lin Yuan, hence he sent the Taiyang divine spirit there first to see what was unique about it. As for you, go and seek more worlds, spreading martial Tao. Lin Yuan looked towards the Taiyin primordial spirit, the boundless void, filled with myriad worlds. And these worlds were Lin Yuan's best targets for disseminating martial Tao. Besides, while searching for more worlds, the Taiyin primordial spirit could also hunt some evil gods for research purposes. As for Lin Yuan himself, naturally, he stayed to oversee the Tianqing world, commanding everything. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 800 300 years later, subscription requested, Lin Yuan's true body was stationed at the Tianqing world headquarters, while the two primordial spirits set out to explore separately. This was the safest method. Both the Taiyang divine spirit and the Taiyin primordial spirit were nearly as strong in combat power as Lin Yuan's true body. Even if they were to perish, the true self could condense them with a single thought. There was nothing more secure. Though the layers of the boundless void were inferior to the main universe, Lin Yuan never underestimated them. At least the ninth stage evil gods, in legend, could pose a slight threat to him. Whoosh! Whoosh! Under Lin Yuan's watchful eyes, the Taiyang divine spirit and the Taiyin primordial spirit immediately departed from the Tianqing world. Source: Web novel. Com updated on Omicron New. Void Secret Realm. Lin Yuan's Taiyang divine spirit, following the coordinates on the scroll, swiftly headed towards the location of the Void's secret realm. With Lin Yuan's mastery over space and time, the distance from the Tianqing world to the entrance of the Void's secret realm, which took the Black Demon Pavilion Master 5 or 6 days to fly, Lin Yuan covered in just under half an incense stick's time. The Void's secret realm, even the memories of entering the realm are shrouded and cannot be transmitted outward. What exactly is this place? Lin Yuan was curious. The civilizations of the main universe could achieve similar feats, but human civilization was attended by 9 supreme beings. Also, what benefits can be gained from killing void creatures? The information within the scroll did not mention benefits, but Lin Yuan surmised there must be some. Is it the physical bodies of the void creatures themselves, some form of material treasure? Lin Yuan thought to himself. This was the most natural conjecture. Just as Lin Yuan could study the physical body of an evil god when killed, the bodies of void creatures could similarly be studied. Soon, Lin Yuan came to a stop. We're here. Lin Yuan gazed into the vastness ahead. But from the outside, the void in front appeared no different from the void elsewhere. Yet Lin Yuan, relying on the scroll token, faintly sensed a mysterious space concealed deep within the void. To be precise, it was the entrance to the mysterious space. That is, the entrance to the Void's secret realm. This? Lin Yuan's expression subtly changed. Even without relying on the scroll token, with Lin Yuan's spacetime perception, he could detect the existence of the Void's secret realm. The more this was so, the more solemn Lin Yuan felt. He could sense that the vastness of the Void's secret realm was almost another spatial layer of the boundless void. And the entrance before him was just one of the many entrances to the Void's secret realm. Just like the Xianhuang's secret realm in the main world, this Void's secret realm likely had many entrances. If it weren't for this scroll token, I wouldn't be able to enter. Lin Yuan thought, I guess only those in the 5-layered realm of spacetime fusion rules can enter the Void's secret realm without a token. Lin Yuan was astonished. Sir, the novel Fire. Net ** website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Then the being who first opened this secret realm, how profound must their mastery of the fusion rules of spacetime have been? 6th Realm. The realm of supreme beings. Lin Yuan dared not hold any contempt. Although many secret realms are naturally formed, this Void's secret realm, since it has formed a scene of entering directly with a token, definitely involves artificial factors. Let's go in and see. Lin Yuan immediately activated the scroll, and suddenly a pulling force emerged from the depths of the void, bringing Lin Yuan inside. If it were his true self, Lin Yuan would naturally not dare to enter an unknown secret realm so easily, but merely a Taiyang primordial spirit naturally could afford to take risks and explore. The next moment, Lin Yuan found himself in a vast space. Seeing no end in any direction, black mist occasionally hung in the sky. This is the Void's secret realm. Lin Yuan was very cautious, immediately hiding deep within the layers of space. Inside the Void's secret realm, it seemed like another boundless void, comprising many spatial layers. Where are the void creatures? Lin Yuan looked around but saw no signs of any creature's activity. Let's explore slowly. Lin Yuan began carefully selecting a direction to delve deeper. The Void's secret realm was too vast, although Lin Yuan could traverse light years in a single step when traveling to search for void creatures. It needed to be done bit by bit, otherwise, if there were void creatures hidden within those light years, they would go unnoticed. A month after Lin Yuan's Taiyang primordial spirit entered the Void's secret realm. Lin Yuan moved swiftly, but from the outside, it didn't cause any disturbance. And tens of thousands of miles away, under a black mountain peak, a massive creature was eyeing Lin Yuan as he flew. Lin Yuan's true self hid within the many layers of space, yet this massive creature could clearly sense the aura of the many layers and pinpoint Lin Yuan's location. The massive creature slowly approached Lin Yuan. Is that the void creature? While maintaining his movement, Lin Yuan had long noticed the massive creature that was approaching him. With Lin Yuan's perception, even without actively unfolding the world's phantom, everything within billions of miles was as clear as observing patterns on one's palm, and there was no possibility of being ambushed. There is a marked difference from the evil gods. Lin Yuan secretly thought. The void creature he sensed felt no different from a wild beast, completely devoid of intellect. Even its approach to conceal its presence was done by instinct. Whereas with evil gods, although many of them occasionally went mad, they at least retained some intelligence. Here it comes. A moment later, the massive creature had already approached within 100 miles of Lin Yuan. The next moment, the massive creature stopped, no longer approaching. Lin Yuan did not strike immediately. Instead, he wanted to see what tactics the void creatures possessed. An illusory world enveloped him, and Lin Yuan's spirit will immediately fell into layer upon layer of illusions. Before Lin Yuan's eyes, the scene had changed. He was no longer in the void's secret realm but inside an imperial palace, where one enticing beauty after another approached, attempting to seduce him. An illusionary realm. Lin Yuan was unconcerned. With his capabilities, he could easily fend off these illusions without the aid of any soul defense treasures. Break. Lin Yuan's thought turned into a sharp blade, effortlessly tearing through the illusionary world before him and returning to the outside world. At that moment, the void creature was attempting to approach, hoping to strike while Lin Yuan was still trapped in the illusion. However, Lin Yuan recovered too quickly. The void creature hadn't even started to approach again when the so-called illusion was already over. If it's just illusionary tactics, then stay behind, Lin Yuan said. Knowing that this void creature posed no threat to his own strength, he directly attacked. With a booming sound, the mighty power of the world surged forth, and the space itself subtly distorted. Before the void creature could react, it was captured in the palm of Lin Yuan's hand. This void creature was at least dozens of miles in size, but under the immense spatial suppression, it became the size of a pocket edition, continuously struggling in Lin Yuan's palm. Unable to perform soul search. No specific memory images. Lin Yuan attempted to perform a soul search, but it was fruitless. The thought processes of these void creatures were as chaotic as wild beasts, they couldn't even store specific memories. Just kill it then. After studying it for a while with no gains, Lin Yuan simply followed the information in the scroll and directly killed the void creature. At the moment of the void creature's death, its physical body suddenly began to dematerialize. This? Lin Yuan frowned. The physical body disappeared upon death, not even leaving the body behind. Then what's the benefit of killing a void creature? Before Lin Yuan could continue pondering, the completely dematerialized void creature dissipated into wisps of essence, which then merged into Lin Yuan's body. Lin Yuan was about to activate the power of the world to expel these unknown essences, as they couldn't be absorbed before their use was confirmed. But even the power of the world couldn't touch those few wisps of essence. In an instant, the few wisps of essence disappeared inside Lin Yuan's body. Lin Yuan seemed to feel something, as my spirit will increase because of this void creature. Lin Yuan found it hard to believe. There were only a few known ways to increase spirit will. One was through the slow passage of ages. Another was through enduring various tortures and pains. For instance, when Lin Yuan delved into a body from a supreme being, enduring the omnipresent psychic will pressure, his own spirit will also slowly increased. But such methods of increasing spirit will became increasingly ineffective as Lin Yuan's own spirit will grew stronger. But now, Lin Yuan suddenly discovered that, after killing this void creature, his spirit will had actually increased markedly. This was simply unimaginable. The importance of spirit will goes without saying. It is the core of the soul, the stronger the spirit will, the greater the enhancement to all aspects. And to reach the ultimate realm, a strong spirit will is necessary. Without it, one cannot withstand the backlash from the river of time. Most importantly, compared to other material treasures, an increase in spirit will can be directly taken back to the main universe. After all, when Lin Yuan travels between worlds, his spirit will is his main form. When the traversal ends and he returns to the main universe, what goes back is also his spirit will. And during this period, any enhancement of the spirit will can also be perfectly taken back. In the depths of Martial Hall in Tianqing world, Lin Yuan, who was originally practicing and perceiving, suddenly opened his eyes. My spirit will has indeed increased, Lin Yuan exclaimed, his face revealing a flash of shock. Armed with the vast compilations of information on human civilization from the main universe, he naturally knew how difficult it was to enhance spirit will. According to the experiences summarized by human civilization, one of the many threshold conditions for 11th rank powerhouses aiming for the ultimate realm is the spirit will index reaching 10 million. This is just the threshold. The higher the spirit will, the greater the aid in reaching the ultimate realm. Previously, Lin Yuan was somewhat worried about how to increase his own spirit will. Compared to special beings like the four divine kings, Lin Yuan's greatest disadvantage was being too young and having too short of a history, resulting in his spirit will lagging behind. A great opportunity, Lin Yuan murmured. That void secret realm, for me, is a great opportunity. Lin Yuan's eyes heated slightly. The main task of the Taiyang divine spirit in the void secret realm is to find more void creatures and then kill them to enhance the spirit will, he decided. Lin Yuan quickly made a decision. His true body would comprehend the divine skills imprint world, the spatio-temporal fusion rules, and many other fusion rules. As for the two primordial spirits, the Taiyang primordial spirit will focus on searching for void creatures. Meanwhile, the Taiyin primordial spirit, while searching through many worlds in the boundless void, will also comprehend various rules, etc. Just like that, time quickly passed. In the blink of an eye, 300 years had passed. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 801 Astonishing Harvest, 8,000 words, 2 chapters in one, Tianqing World. Deep within the martial hole, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, with the surrounding void faintly distorting. A massive power of will penetrated the numerous spatial layers. Spirit will is a very special power, transcending the physical soul, serving as the most core carrier of life. The main universe human civilization has already implemented a kind of standard quantification for the spirit will. To break through from 7th rank to 8th rank, one must reach a spirit will index of 10,000 points. Of course, this is not absolute. Even with a spirit will index exceeding 10,000, one might still fail to break through to the 8th rank. Conversely, if the spirit will does not reach 10,000, there is still a slim chance of successfully breaking through to the 8th rank. But without a doubt, the stronger the spirit will, the greater its impact on oneself. For instance, a life with a spirit will index of 10 million, even without using any laws or powers, merely a glance, is enough to cause a life with only a spirit will index of 10,000, or 100,000, to collapse. Source: Web novel. Com, updated on N0New0, Omicron. After 300 years of hunting those void creatures, is my current spirit will index 8 million, 9 million, or 10 million? Lin Yuan opened his eyes, unable to precisely determine his own spirit will index. Mainly because relative to 300 years ago, the leap in his spirit will has been too vast, improving by tens or even hundreds of times. Boosting combat power by tens or hundreds of times. Perhaps not difficult, breaking through a great realm, acquiring a powerful secret treasure, or awakening some bloodline talent. SAR the Novel Fire, net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. All can cause a surge in strength. But for spirit will, there are no shortcuts. Those special beings in the main universe who call themselves ancient gods, after unending eons, generally have quite formidable spirit wills. Even if not 10 million, they usually have several million. Inside a two-dimensional world, Lin Yuan was able to effortlessly crush those 11th rank legendary lives. This was also because starting from the same base level, even the spirit will was reduced. But now, after 300 years of hunting those void creatures, Lin Yuan believes that spirit will is no longer his weakness, and by the end of this traversal, it could become his advantage. After all, of the 600 years of residency time, only half has passed so far. As long as nothing unexpected happens, in the next 300 years, Lin Yuan's spirit will still has room for improvement. However, the stronger the spirit will, the more it boosts when hunting those void creatures. Now, only void creatures comparable to a 9th stage evil god can bring slight growth to my spirit will. Lin Yuan sighed inwardly. When he first entered the void secret realm, just casually killing a void creature could drastically increase his spirit will. Void creatures of the 9th stage are still rarely seen. In these 300 years, I have only killed just over 100 of such level. Lin Yuan thought to himself, moreover, that void secret realm can also be accessed by many other evil gods. In the past 300 years, Lin Yuan's Taiyang divine spirit ventured through the void secret realm, and discovered many powerful evil gods. Evil gods that could appear in the void secret realm all started from the peak of the 8th stage, and many were even evil gods of the 9th stage. A 9th stage evil god equates to an 11th rank life, and even a select few special 9th stage evil gods are as troublesome as an 11th rank, 4th or 5th layer evil god. And all the 9th stage evil gods have only one objective, that is to pursue the footsteps of the legendary 10th stage evil gods. It is said that this void secret realm was opened by a venerated 10th stage evil god, and those void creatures came from the gaps between different dimensions outside the boundless void. 10th stage evil god. Shouldn't be the ultimate form, but slightly stronger than an 11th rank perfection. Lin Yuan stroked his chin. Over the years, he also explored some traces related to the 10th stage evil god temple within the void secret realm, getting a rough understanding of its upper limit of strength. The evil gods of this world are indeed peculiar, growing incredibly fast, with immense talent, but very weak in understanding the rules, resulting in an extremely rare population of 9th stage evil gods. Lin Yuan thought silently. The endless void is vast and boundless. The 8th stage evil gods, each void domain has a few, but 9th stage evil gods. Tens of thousands of void domains, millions of void domains might not even birth one. Only within the void secret realm, where numerous powerful evil gods converge, can some 9th stage evil gods be seen. 300 years of stringent cultivation, the tremendous surge in spirit will is just one of the many gains Lin Yuan has reaped. Moreover, Lin Yuan's Taiyin primordial spirit roamed the boundless void, exploring many worlds, and to date, has already dominated 32 worlds. These 32 worlds, 8 are more vast than Tianqing world, the remaining 11 are comparable to Tianqing world, and the last few are somewhat weaker than Tianqing world. In the 32 worlds, all have been seeded by the ancestral demon tree, slowly infiltrating them, while also spreading the martial Tao cultivation system. For an evil god to take over a world, various methods are needed. The world's will would desperately resist. Even if it can't take direct action, it will still give birth to a series of world's child, fate's child, and similar entities. When the ancestral demon tree invaded the Tianqing world, it wasn't smooth sailing either. The Tianqing alliance leader together with the world sword, caused considerable trouble for the ancestral demon tree. However, Lin Yuan doesn't need such hassle, relying on the identity of the Tianqing world's heavenly Tao, and grasping the essence of the world, Lin Yuan can completely infiltrate other worlds unnoticed. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 802 Astonishing Harvest, 8,000 words, 2 chapters combined, _2cth Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Once inside the world, Lin Yuan had full control over its world consciousness at his whim. If he didn't intend to stir up too much commotion and planned to subtly replace the world will, it would have taken some time. The worlds Lin Yuan now governs would likely exceed 32 worlds by several times. Including the beings of Tianqing world, the inhabitants of 33 worlds are all following the martial Tao cultivation evolution path. Lin Yuan slowly closed his eyes. As the founder and opener, he could sense whenever a martial Tao cultivator emerged. At this moment, in the boundless void where martial Tao cultivators represented, a region of luminescence had already formed. Perhaps, the martial Tao cultivators that I've shaped will change the circumstances in the boundless void, breaking the monopoly of the foreign evil god? Lin Yuan silently pondered. Before Lin Yuan's arrival, the foreign evil god was the absolute ruler of this boundless void. As for human cultivators, they were merely appetizers within numerous worlds. The foreign evil god feasted on worlds, and the human cultivators living within those worlds only served to make this food taste better, used by the evil god as an appetizer. Even the world's children and children of destiny born from the world itself have only a slight ability to resist the evil god, depending entirely on the world itself. However, the martial Tao cultivation system has given the beings of this world the possibility to resist the foreign evil god. Of course, this possibility is still invisible. Currently, within the boundless void, the strongest among the martial Tao cultivators has only reached the martial Tao 5th stage. Source: Web Novel. Com. Updated on Omicron New Omicron 0. The spatiotemporal fusion rule reaching the 6th realm is indeed difficult. Lin Yuan's thoughts shifted, and he slightly shook his head. 300 years ago, Lin Yuan stepped into the third realm of spatiotemporal fusion rules. 280 years ago, the spatiotemporal fusion rules reached the fourth realm. 200 years ago, the spatiotemporal fusion rule ascended to the fifth realm. Over the subsequent 200 years, Lin Yuan's spatiotemporal fusion rule remained at the fifth realm. The sixth realm. At least for now, Lin Yuan saw no hope. Over 100 years, advancing from the dual realm to the fifth realm of the spatiotemporal fusion rules, aside from Lin Yuan's own against heaven's understanding, the comprehension from the myriad tribes' powerhouses about the spatiotemporal fusion rules was also a great help. Understand that even for those unique special lives in the main universe, advancing one realm in the spatiotemporal fusion rules could take eons, billions, tens of billions of years. That is under smooth conditions, with slight bottlenecks, the time consumption would be endless. Just take it slowly. How much time has passed now? Lin Yuan slightly shook his head. The comprehension of spatiotemporal fusion rules at the fifth realm from that group of myriad tribes' powerhouses was no longer of much help to him. Because the limit within that comprehension luminance was the fifth realm of spatiotemporal fusion rules. Regarding ascending into the sixth realm, it had to rely entirely on Lin Yuan himself. Normally, the sixth realm of spatiotemporal fusion rules is the domain of a supreme being. Fortunately, among the rewards on the fifth layer of the Black Tower, I chose the secret skill Milky Way, which allowed me to see the direction of the sixth realm. Otherwise, to comprehend the sixth realm of spatiotemporal fusion rules below a supreme being, who knows how long it would take. Memories of the secret skill Milky Way floated through Lin Yuan's mind. Why is the sixth realm of spatiotemporal fusion rules exclusive to supreme beings? It's because it involves the mysteries above the river of time. Only supreme beings can detach from the river of time to hypothesize the various scenes on the shore of that river. This is the foundation for stepping into the sixth realm of spatiotemporal fusion rules. But Lin Yuan still belongs to the long river inner life, without any condition to observe the shore of the river of time, even though the 9 supreme beings of human civilization forcefully brought Lin Yuan to the shore. Due to his own life level, the scenes he observed were extremely narrow, holding little significance. However, the secret skill, Milky Way, illustrates the mysteries of the sixth realm of spatiotemporal fusion rules in another form. Allowing Lin Yuan to comprehend the further mysteries and essence of the spatiotemporal fusion rules without having to go ashore. Of course, even so, comprehending the sixth realm of spatiotemporal fusion rules is not an easy task. It requires Lin Yuan to explore slowly. After all, the path he is taking now, no life from the inception of the main universe cosmic epoch has ever treaded. The spatiotemporal fusion rule at the fifth realm, my current strongest combat power, should be comparable to a tier 11 fifth tier powerhouse, right? Lin Yuan assessed himself. The spatiotemporal fusion rule at the fifth realm marks the threshold of the fifth layer tier 11. Currently, aside from his life level still being at 10th rank, Lin Yuan is not weaker in other aspects compared to an 11th rank life. Furthermore, by relying on the 5th physical body divine ability world, he can completely overpower a tier 11 5th tier powerhouse. The external world formed by divine ability world, once self-destructed, not even a tier 11 perfection can withstand it. However, this move is the strongest trump card, which Lin Yuan will not use unless absolutely necessary. Merely through the natural suppression by the external world, even a tier 11 5th tier will feel exceedingly uncomfortable. These 300 years, the harvest has been astonishing. Lin Yuan gathered his thoughts. 300 years ago, before undergoing his 10th traversal, Lin Yuan's strongest combat power was merely limited to 11th rank 4th layer. But now, in a normal state, he could suppress the 5th layer, and if he uses his trump card, even a tier 11 perfection would perish. And this is merely over the past 300 years. Moreover, this magnitude of enhancement in strength is based on Lin Yuan still being a 10th rank life. The difficulty is countless times more than from enhancing from 11th rank 4th layer to 11th rank 6th layer. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 803 Astonishing Harvest, 8,000 words, 2 chapters combined, _3 Void Secret Realm. Vast and expansive. After 300 years of exploration, Lin Yuan Taiyang Divine Spirit had ventured deep into the secret realm. In these years, Lin Yuan occasionally acted, slaying void creatures, earning a great reputation among the evil gods, belonging to one of the strongest in the 9th stage evil gods. Many evil gods conferred the title Taiyang Divine Master upon Lin Yuan. Soar the Hellfire. Any website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Whenever Lin Yuan's Taiyang Divine Spirit made a move, immense flames would incinerate everything, which is a trait inherent to the Taiyang Divine Spirit. If it were the Taiying Primordial Spirit acting, it would be an endless bitter cold freezing everything. It's not that the Taiying Primordial Spirit lacks other means, but this method is the most convenient and powerful, and closest to his own great Tao. It has been a long time since I encountered a 9th stage void creature. Lin Yuan's Taiyang Divine Spirit traversed the high skies of the void secret realm, initially cautious upon entering, hiding among many spatial layers to avoid detection by powerful void creatures as much as possible. But now, Lin Yuan wished other void creatures would discover him. Source: Web Novel. Com. Updated on Omicron New. Master, 9th stage void creatures are incredibly rare, it's normal not to encounter them, immediately said the Lord of the Three Yin nearby. The Lord of the Three Yin, ruled by Lin Yuan in the Tianqing world's void domain. After Lin Yuan suppressed the Black Demon Pavilion Master and 4 evil gods, the Lord of the Three Yin became aware of it. The Lord of the Three Yin realized that Lin Yuan was not to be trifled with and ordered other evil gods to steer clear of the sector containing Tianqing world. However, 290 years ago, the Lord of the Three Yin could no longer resist, wanting to get close to Tianqing world to see the mysterious powerful being who had silently made the Black Demon Pavilion Master and 4 evil gods disappear. The idea of the Lord of the Three Yin was simple, merely to glance from afar, never to approach closely, and to immediately retreat at any sign of anomaly. Being a peak 8th stage evil god themselves, under such caution, even a regular 9th stage evil god would have few options. But what the Lord of the Three Yin encountered was Lin Yuan. Just when Lin Yuan's Taiying Primordial Spirit returned, wanting to collect some demon tree seeds, he encountered the skulking Lord of the Three Yin and casually brought them back. After a soul search and interrogation, Lin Yuan learned that the Lord of the Three Yin had access to the Void Secret Realm and was very familiar with it, so he subdued the Lord of the Three Yin. Of course, Lin Yuan's subduing of the Lord of the Three Yin was not superficial but the kind where a single thought could decide life or death. It is so. Lin Yuan nodded. Now for Lin Yuan, void creatures below the 9th stage barely enhance his spirit will. Lin Yuan's spirit will is too strong, even if not reaching 10 million points, it's not much less, hence, upgrading is naturally not easy. While Lin Yuan and the Lord of the Three Yin wandered aimlessly in the depths of the void secret realm, a terrifying aura suddenly burst from an extremely distant place. Boom! Horrendous fluctuations disrupted the spatial temporal order, sweeping toward all directions. This fluctuation. Are several 9th stage evil gods battling? Or is it a fight with like-ranked void creatures? Lin Yuan thought to himself, feeling that there was more than one 9th stage void creature's aura fluctuation. So powerful. The Lord of the Three Yin trembled inwardly. Were it not for following Lin Yuan, with its strength, it could not have reached the depths of the void secret realm. Here, in a long enough duration, they were bound to encounter 9th stage evil gods. Or 9th stage void creatures. Let's go. Lin Yuan's mind flickered, disappearing on the spot, heading towards the source of the aura fluctuation. Where is the master? The Lord of the Three Yin, after finding Lin Yuan gone, also gritted its teeth and chased toward the source of the aura fluctuation. This is a layer nearly 1 billion miles in size, originally hidden deep in layers of space and time, now exposed as the external spatial-temporal maze was torn open, revealing the whole nest. Threads of horrifying aura emanated. Outside the lair stood 6 massive figures. Inside the lair, there were similarly terrifying auras lurking, with nearly 10 breaths confronting the 6 massive figures outside. During the standoff, they subtly clashed across spatial boundaries, causing spatial fluctuations that spread to distant places. Humph, the void creatures within this nest have all reached the 9th stage, and there are exactly 9 of them, not easy to handle. One of the 6 massive figures outside resembling an 8-tentacled octopus-like terrible evil god sent a mental wave. How much will our spirit will increase if we kill these 9 9th stage void creatures? A gray serpent-like evil god roared, 8-handed lord, are you thinking of giving up? Among 9th stage evil gods, they are addressed as Divine Master. As such, this 8-tentacled octopus evil god was called the 8-handed lord, and the gray serpent evil god was known as the heavenly python Divine Master. Give up. I certainly will not. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know and report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 804 Astonishing Harvest, 8,000 words, 2 chapters combined, _4 but it was only a matter of not being able to defeat, the difference in strength between them was not considerable. Originally, it was 6 against 9. 8-Claw Sovereign and Heavenly Python Divine Master were already at a disadvantage, let alone taking the initiative to attack the opponent's nest. A large portion of 7th-rank evil gods cannot maintain their sanity at all times, but 9th-rank evil gods, with their strong spirit will, do not have this flaw. Each 9th-rank evil god, in the human world, would be considered a profoundly wise man. We can just wait here. Heavenly Python Divine Master spoke, the temporal and spatial fluctuations emitted by this nest will surely attract other 9th-rank evil gods. By then, we can join forces, gather the power of the approaching evil gods, and when the time is right, we can storm the nest. Of course, we 6, belonging to the same alliance, should cooperate to eliminate other evil gods once we breach the nest. Heavenly Python Divine Master added. Upon saying this, the other demonic Divine Masters slightly nodded. With the power of these 6 Divine Masters, there is indeed a great risk of storming into the void creature nest. But what if it is 10 demonic Divine Masters? 20 demonic Divine Masters? Source, web novel. Com, updated on Omicron New 0 at that time, they could forcefully enter the nest, and once they managed to suppress the void creatures inside, the 6 of them would then join forces to deal with the other demonic Divine Masters. Indeed, demonic Divine Masters do occasionally form alliances, but if there isn't sufficient trust, they would definitely be wary of each other and act independently. Yet, these 6 demonic Divine Masters, with prior preparations, could easily temporarily expel those evil gods. Then, they would have ample time to eliminate the 9 void creatures. Time passed. As the aura of the nest dispersed, more and more demonic Divine Masters approached. And with the active suggestion of the Heavenly Python Divine Master and 8-handed Lord, the approaching demonic Divine Masters all agreed to wait for more demonic Divine Masters before storming the nest. Anyone who could become a demonic Divine Master was no fool and understood well that relying on one's own power alone was hardly enough to tackle the 9 same-rank void creatures inside the nest. Only by joining forces could they divide up the 9 void creatures in the nest. Of course, the 9 void creatures would not be enough for these demonic Divine Masters to divide among themselves, but now was not the time to consider that. The eyes of the demonic Divine Masters flickered, looking at the distant colossal nest, wondering about something. Almost enough. There are already 19 demonic Divine Masters. Just one more, and we can jointly attack. Heavenly Python Divine Master looked around and spoke. Waiting until 20 demonic divine masters gathered to storm the nest was their initial plan. 20 demonic divine masters, minus these 6, would be 14, no more, no less. More than 14 would be too many variables. Even if these 6 demonic divine masters joined forces, they could not be sure of expulsion, and they might end up having to entice others to join them in splitting the void creatures. As for fewer than 14 demonic divine masters, they would seem rather weak against the 9 void creatures possessing home field advantage, and they could not take down the nest in a short time. If it dragged on, attracting more demonic divine masters to gather, and they were still battling the void creatures inside the nest, there would be even more variables. It might even end up with others stealing the opportunity. Thus, gathering 20 demonic divine masters was the goal, not one more or less. Outside the nest, 19 demonic divine masters stood, waiting for the 20th demonic divine master to arrive. As Heavenly Python Divine Master observed the nest, he also released his perception, feeling out whether any demonic divine master was approaching. Suddenly, just then, within the range of Heavenly Python Divine Master's perception, a terrifying aura appeared, like a frighteningly bright sun, swiftly approaching them. Another demonic divine master is coming. Ea the Nelfer. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Such a scorching aura. Who could it be? There are only so many demonic divine masters in the Void's secret realm. Who is this? The 19 demonic divine masters immediately looked towards the rapidly approaching figure. From the build, this figure was incredibly small, appearing like dust compared to their own colossal forms as demonic divine masters. But the demonic divine masters on the field showed no hint of underestimation, as the aura released by the other had already proved everything. Although evil gods are generally huge, there are also those few of small stature. It's Taiyang Divine Master. Taiyang Divine Master, the one who emerged in the past 300 to 500 years. It is said that this Divine Master's power is formidable. Among the 9th-ranked demonic Divine Masters, he is quite famous. Immediately a demonic Divine Master who recognized Lin Yuan spoke hurriedly. Taiyang Divine Master. Good, with this Divine Master joining, our assurance of storming the nest will be greater. Heavenly Python Divine Master's spirits lifted, ready to share the split of the void creatures with Taiyang Divine Master if they could suppress the 9 void creatures inside at the fastest speed. Rumbling. Lin Yuan swiftly arrived before the nest, glancing at the 19 demonic divine masters standing not far from the nest. Forget it, the void creatures are more important. Lin Yuan then turned his gaze towards the nest in front of him. Taiyang Divine Master. Heavenly Python Divine Master immediately transmitted to Lin Yuan, I wonder if Taiyang Divine Master would be interested in joining us. Inside this nest are 9 Divine Master level void creatures. By yourself, it might be difficult. Heavenly Python Divine Master immediately explained the plan to collaborate, even promising that as long as Taiyang Divine Master followed commands, he would at least get a share of 1 void creature at the end. The other demonic divine masters looked at Lin Yuan, ready to join forces and attack the nest as soon as Taiyang Divine Master agreed. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 805 Astonishing Harvest, 8,000 words, 2 chapters combined, _5 however. The next moment. Under the incredulous gazes of all demonic divine masters, Lin Yuan's figure suddenly began to surge, transforming into a colossal giant reaching thousands of miles high, lifting his right hand and grasping directly towards the depths of the nest. Boom, rumble. Terrifying aura vibrated continuously. This nest, as the lair of void creatures, was bound to be fraught with peril, but under Lin Yuan's grasp, time and space world, everything was being annihilated. This, the Heavenly Python Divine Master, who was originally waiting for Lin Yuan to recover, fell silent, its heart trembling slightly as it beheld Lin Yuan's towering form, as though he were heaven and earth. Although among the demonic divine masters, combat power does not directly correlate with size, the boundless aura emanating from Lin Yuan's million-mile figure was making the heavenly python divine master's scalp tingle. Moreover, with Lin Yuan's grasp, the vast nest began to collapse from its foundation, further showcasing Lin Yuan's terrifying strength. The other demonic divine masters witnessed this scene, their mouths agape in awe. They had to painstakingly plan to gather 20 divine masters to be confident of invading the void creature nest, but Lin Yuan pierced through it with one hand. Boom, rumble. Source, web novel. Com, updated on Omicron New Zero. The void creature nest continued to collapse unceasingly. Lin Yuan's arm that reached in kept going deeper until at a certain moment, it finally stopped. And at this time, it was as if the entire nest erupted in fury. Horrific power surged into Lin Yuan's arm that reached in, but with a flash of Xian Huang light, everything was pacified and annihilated. Silence. 19 demonic divine masters watched this scene in shock. The trembling of the void creature nest just now was obviously a strike that gathered all its strength, but, evidently, it was easily blocked by the Taiyang divine master. Blocked with incredible ease. Just what kind of power does this Taiyang divine master possess? This Taiyang divine master, who rose to power in just 300 to 500 years, how can his strength be so formidable? Too terrifying. The demonic divine masters trembled in their hearts. The next moment. Under the watchful eyes of all the demonic divine masters, Lin Yuan's arm that stretched deep into the nest retracted, and soon completely withdrew from the nest. And at this time, the demonic divine masters only noticed that Lin Yuan's right hand was already grasping 2 void creatures. These 2 void creatures were struggling desperately. The aura they emitted was not the least bit inferior to the many demonic divine masters present, but Lin Yuan's fingers were like a cage of time and space, sealing both void creatures completely within. Then, with a gentle squeeze of Lin Yuan's right hand, both void creatures were annihilated, their forms ethereal. An invisible force entered Lin Yuan's body, enhancing his spirit will. Next, Lin Yuan's right hand delved into the nest again. When it withdrew again, between his fingers were 3 more void creatures. Then crushed. In the blink of an eye, 6 void creatures had died by Lin Yuan's hand. Lin Yuan's right hand stretched into the nest again, and when it retracted, it similarly held 3 void creatures. Powerful enough to make the demonic divine masters wary, the void creatures were like little chicks between Lin Yuan's fingers, crushed whenever he wished. Is that a void creature monarch? The heavenly python divine master immediately noticed that among the void creatures Lin Yuan brought back the 3rd time, one of them had a faint golden hue. Ea the Nelfer. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. The void creature monarch is the king of all void creatures, possessing the ability to command other void creatures. Similarly, the king of void creatures, once killed, the boost to spirit will is terrifyingly significant, equivalent to dozens of the same rank void creatures. Discovering the void creature monarch in Lin Yuan's palm, the eyes of other demonic divine masters turned a bit red, but thinking about the strength Lin Yuan displayed, none of them dared to step forward, their gazes continuously turning towards the heavenly python divine master. Taiyang divine master. Seeing this, the heavenly python divine master mustered his courage and immediately spoke. This nest was first discovered by us. Whoosh. The words of heavenly python divine master propagated through space and time, vast and mighty. At this moment, Lin Yuan was examining the void creature monarch in his palm. This was his first encounter with a king of void creatures, and it was a 9th stage void creature king. Hearing the heavenly python divine master's inquiry, Lin Yuan shifted his gaze, glancing at the heavenly python divine master. The heavenly python divine master immediately felt his scalp explode. Lin Yuan's gaze seemed to set him on fire. A terrifying spirit will, like a blazing fire that consumed everything, continuously assaulted him. Immediately, the heavenly python divine master continued, but since you, Taiyang Divine Master have come, this nest is yours, we will retreat, we will back off right away. Before he could finish speaking, the Heavenly Python Divine Master fled like a beaten dog to the distance. The remaining 18 demonic Divine Masters, likewise, quickly distanced themselves from Lin Yuan. These 19 demonic Divine Masters, daring to gather together, was because their strengths were not too disparate, none having the capability to kill any Divine Master. But Lin Yuan. With Lin Yuan's ability to extract 3 or 4 ninth-stage void creatures with one hand, the present demonic Divine Masters did not doubt that he had the means to kill an ordinary demonic Divine Master. Originally, the many Divine Masters had hoped that the Heavenly Python Divine Master would represent them, nearly 20 Master Demons, and perhaps make the Taiyang Divine Master warier. At least to share a few ordinary void creatures. The Taiyang Divine Master eats meat, they also wanted to sip the broth. But witnessing Taiyang Divine Master's performance, where would these Divine Masters dare to linger? If they don't run now, do they wait for Taiyang Divine Master to completely deal with the Void Creature Monarch, then free up his hands to deal with them? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 806 Taiyang Divine Master and Taiyin Sovereign, 8,000 words, Chapter 2 in 1, they're really quick at escaping. Lin Yuan glanced at the 19 demonic Divine Masters, who were frantically fleeing into the distance. He wasn't too concerned. Most of his attention was focused on the 3 void creatures inside the cage in his right palm. More precisely, on the void creature monarch whose body was shimmering with gold. The other 2 void creatures didn't restrain Lin Yuan's power much. It was mainly that void creature monarch. This void creature monarch was extremely powerful, far surpassing ordinary demonic Divine Masters. Had Lin Yuan not arrived in time, and had nearly 20 masters such as the Heavenly Python Divine Master and the 8-handed Lord, who depended on their numerical advantage, entered the void creature nest, it is likely they would have been entirely obliterated. This void creature monarch was entirely concealing its strength, presenting a false appearance to those 19 demonic Divine Masters that it could be dealt with. Just waiting for the demonic Divine Masters to come in, to capture them all in one sweep. The Heavenly Python Divine Master and other demons thought themselves the hunters, little knowing they had already become the prey of the void creatures. After Lin Yuan's appearance, this void creature monarch faintly felt that something was awry. Sir the Defyer. Ed website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. So it wanted to flee ahead of time. As a result, Lin Yuan took action directly, and his third claw dragged it out. That's also why Lin Yuan didn't bother with those 19 demonic Divine Masters. A slight delay might have allowed this void creature monarch to escape. Interesting. Not low in wisdom either. Lin Yuan examined the void creature monarch in his palm with interest. From the outside, this void creature monarch looked weak, tightly bound within Lin Yuan's palm. But from the perspective of this monarch, it was in the midst of a vast and limitless void, like a slightly smaller version of the void's secret realm, immensely vast. Any attacks or struggles from the void creature monarch could not break free from this colossal void. After reaching the 5-layered realm of spatiotemporal fusion rules, Lin Yuan can, if he so wishes, temporarily condense a relatively complete spacetime. This was also one of the means for him to completely rid himself of the constraints of the river of time when striking for the ultimate at the 11th rank peak. It's about time. Moments later, the power of spacetime turned into the power of oblivion. The 2 void creatures next to the void creature monarch rapidly dissipated into nothingness, and lastly, the golden void creature monarch also began to disintegrate. Ah, how comfortable! Killing a void creature of the 9th stage brought about a significant increase in Lin Yuan's spirit will. Having continuously killed 8 9th stage void creatures, Lin Yuan's overall increase in spirit will had grown by at least 20%. That is to say, His original spirit will index of 10 million points has now increased to at least 12 million points. A significant increase, but within Lin Yuan's expectations. However, when that golden void creature monarch died, the power it turned into doubled. Lin Yuan's spirit will index almost instantly. Lin Yuan's spirit will index shot up to 20 million points. You must know, the higher the spirit will index, the more difficult it is to improve. Going from 10 million to 12 million points compared to going from 12 million to 14 million points, although both are an increase of 2 million points, the difficulty is entirely different. Let alone Lin Yuan's increase from 12 million straight to 20 million points. This shows how formidable the golden void creature monarch was. The stronger the void creature killed, the higher the surge in spirit will strength. A spirit will index of 20 million points, even in the main universe, would be rare among those below the 12th rank, wouldn't it? Even those special beings born with the opening of the universe and surviving until now, their spirit will indexes are probably just over 10 million, as for 20 million. Difficult, difficult, difficult. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Without the endless void creatures of the void's secret realm, it's uncertain how long it would have taken for his spirit will to reach its current level. According to the classification of the spirit will by the 10,000 universe races powerhouses, a spirit will index of 18 million points is the limit for tier 11 life. Exceeding 18 million points, it enters the 12th rank domain. It is a height only supreme beings can reach. Supreme beings who have escaped the river of time, had their spirit will honed by the shore aura, far exceeding 18 million points. Unexpectedly, the first ability of mine to reach the threshold of the 12th rank level is the spirit will. Lin Yuan felt a sense of emotion in his heart. Before undertaking the 10th traversal, he had always thought it would be the spatiotemporal fusion rule. With the comprehension of the spatiotemporal fusion rule by the myriad tribes powerhouses, coupled with his against heaven's understanding, even if he didn't reach the 6th realm this time, when he returned, there was a great hope of crossing into it. If it wasn't for the spatiotemporal fusion rules, then it would be another pillar-level fusion rule. During his journey to the two-dimensional world, Lin Yuan became the final winner and gained everything from the myriad tribes powerhouses, not just the understanding of spatiotemporal fusion rule, but also many other fusion rule comprehendings. The understanding of spatiotemporal fusion rule was just refined and easily absorbed by the white paper senior. Besides the spatiotemporal fusion rule, Lin Yuan's life and death samsara rule, great destruction rule, and other pillar-level fusion rules had reached the 6th realm. Generally speaking, the 7th realm is the domain that only supreme beings can comprehend for such pillar-level fusion rules. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 807 Taiyang Divine Master and Taiyin Sovereign, 8,000 words, Chapter 2-in-1, _2 but, with my current mental will index, even if I kill a 9th stage void creature, it won't be of much help to me. Could it be that in the future, I'll have to seek out a void creature monarch? Lin Yuan sighed inwardly. Void creature monarch. In his more than 300 years of roaming the void's secret realm, Lin Yuan had only encountered one. The rest of the time, it was just hearsay. For the majority of demonic divine masters, encountering a void creature monarch is not a good thing. For example, this time, if Lin Yuan had not come, the outcome for those 19 demonic divine masters was almost certain. The stronger the spirit will, the greater the combat power that can be unleashed and the better the soul defense that can be realized. In summary, the level of spirit will has a wide-ranging impact. Lin Yuan thought to himself. In battles with peers of the same tier, it's not too bad if the spirit wills are not much different. But if there is a significant gap, under the premise of similar underlying strengths, the mere instant of contact and clash of spirit wills would cause the weaker side to be suppressed. Sir the Novel Fire, net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. If the gap in spirit will is very substantial, there would be no need even to fight, a single glance could defeat the enemy. With Lin Yuan's current 20 million points in the mental will index, if he harbors the intent to kill, it would take just one look to deal with lives below tier 11. Compared to material attacks, the oppression from spirit will in terms of soul attacks is more intangible. A mere segment of a supreme being's body, even separated by the virtual world, could drive countless middle and low-tier evolvers mad. The current Lin Yuan might not overall be in the domain of the supreme beings, but at least in the aspect of spirit will, he is already close to being comparable. However, these void creatures, Lin Yuan's gaze grew solemn as he looked at the void secret realm before him. 300 years ago, at the third realm of fusion of time and space, Lin Yuan entered the void secret realm through a scroll artifact. He did not understand much about the formation of this secret realm, only knowing that whoever opened this secret realm had spatiotemporal fusion rule achievements of at least the 6th realm. But now, Lin Yuan's fusion of time and space has reached the 5th realm. Even though he still falls short of the mystic realm founder's realm, he could see some essence of the void secret realm before him. In Lin Yuan's vision, the so-called void secret realm was just a net in the boundless void. And the void creatures are lives from outside of the boundless void, that is, from the dimension gap. In theory, these gap beings absolutely cannot enter dimensions like the boundless void. But because of the net of the void secret realm, it allows these gap beings a chance to enter. Once they do, they're trapped like fish on a chopping board, unable to escape. The fate waiting for those gap beings is either to struggle for survival or to be killed by demonic divine masters and become nourishment for promotion. Impressive. Lin Yuan praised inwardly. Such methods were secondary. What was truly remarkable was the attraction and imprisonment of dimension gap beings, providing many demonic divine masters with kills, fostering the foundation for the rise of the demonic powers in the boundless void. In a sense, Lin Yuan was also a beneficiary. Life within dimensions and life outside dimensions have completely opposite essences, they can complement each other. Demonic divine masters can gain an increase in spirit will by killing void creatures. If those void creatures can kill demonic divine masters, they too would receive some sort of enhancement. However, because the void secret realm is within the boundless void, and the demonic divine masters are endless, it has led to the rampant slaughter of void creatures. Lin Yuan pondered silently. While Lin Yuan was contemplating, the Lord of the Three Yin approached hastily. Master. The Lord of the Three Yin was terrified, since the aura emitting from here was too horrific, as well as the sight of demonic divine masters fleeing like stray dogs. What? Upon arriving, the Lord of the Three Yin immediately noticed the enormous nest in the distance, and the dark, crudely aggressive entrance of the hole. The entire nest was nearly penetrated by this hole. Even though the Lord of the Three Yin did not know how the hole formed, it could vaguely sense the terrifying traces left on it. It was as if an unparalleled giant reached out his right hand towards this giant nest, obliterating all resistance in its path. The more it observed, the more the Lord of the Three Yin trembled. And now, only Lin Yuan was left on the field. The rest of the demonic divine masters had all fled. This also suggested that Lin Yuan's power must surpass those of the demonic divine masters. Let's go. Lin Yuan contemplated for a moment and then headed in a different direction. Since all the void creatures had been killed, this place held no further value for Lin Yuan, so naturally, he would not stay. Elsewhere in the void secret realm, the eight-handed lord and the heavenly python divine master regrouped. The 19 demonic divine masters scattered in their escape. Seeing that the Taiyang divine master did not pursue them, they breathed a sigh of relief. Especially the heavenly python divine master, who had directly experienced a glimpse of Lin Yuan's pressure akin to the collapse of the void. Originally prepared with various excuses, planning to somewhat coerce using the 19 demonic divine masters, he did not hesitate to bow and quicken his retreat. Heavenly Python, what exactly happened? Why were you so cowardly at the end? The eight-handed lord said with some dissatisfaction. If it weren't for the Heavenly Python Divine Master taking the lead and fleeing, their 18 demonic Divine Masters wouldn't have dispersed so quickly. They could have held on for a while longer. The eight-handed Lord could tell that the Taiyang Divine Master, in order to suppress the 3 void creatures in his palm, likely did not have the capacity to deal with others, which should have been their opportunity. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 808 Taiyang Divine Master and Taiyin Sovereign, 8,000 words, Chapter 2-1, _3" week. Heavenly Python Divine Master remained silent. If one were to disregard the genuine and undeniable pressure he was facing, his behavior indeed seemed cowardly. "I'm not weak, but if I weren't, I would be dead," Heavenly Python Divine Master stated bluntly. The senses of demonic Divine Masters are always sharp, especially those who have grown to be 9th-stage evil gods. In the moment he faced Lin Yuan's sidelong glance, Heavenly Python Divine Master truly felt the threat of complete annihilation. Otherwise, why would he, Heavenly Python Divine Master, have acted in such a manner? Would die. Eight-handed Lord's expression became slightly solemn. He had known Heavenly Python Divine Master for a long time and was aware that the latter would never exaggerate when it came to serious matters. That Taiyang Divine Master, so powerful. Eight-handed Lord found it hard to believe. Any demonic Divine Master who wanted to grow stronger needed countless years, during which time they would inevitably come into contact with other demonic Divine Masters. But this Taiyang Divine Master, from the first time he showed up until now, has only been 300 to 500 years. 300 to 500 years. Not to mention demonic Divine Masters, even 6th-stage and 7th-stage evil gods, that's but a brief moment in time. He must have grown to be a 9th-stage perfection Lord. Heavenly Python Divine Master said gravely. 9th-stage perfection. Eight-handed Lord felt a suffocation. In the vast boundless void, because of the existence of void's secret realms, there were still some 9th-stage evil gods. But a Lord who had grown to 9th-stage perfection was exceedingly rare. Such a Lord had the power to kill ordinary Lords for them, becoming a 10th-stage evil god is the ultimate goal. In the vast endless void, those who could be counted as 9th-stage perfection Lords were few, no more than 100. What should we do now? Eight-handed Lord couldn't help but ask. He had not realized the situation was so grave. They, the Lords present, had actually faced off against a 9th-stage perfection Lord. What do we do? Heavenly Python Divine Master glanced at Eight-handed Lord. What can we do? If we encounter Taiyang Divine Master in the future, we must stay far away. Yes, stay far away. Eight-handed Lord was shocked and quickly agreed. Among ordinary demonic Divine Masters, even if there is a gap in strength, it's not astronomical. At most, one would just withdraw in defeat. But a 9th-stage perfection Lord could utterly kill an ordinary Lord. The implications were different. S.E. the Nelfer. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Among evil gods, it's survival of the fittest. Even reaching the 9th rank, consuming one's own kind offers little benefit. Yet some demonic Divine Masters simply enjoy devouring their own kind. The scene outside the void creature nest was witnessed by no less than 19 demonic Divine Masters. This consequently caused the strength of Taiyang Divine Master to spread swiftly among the demonic Divine Masters. Especially concerning a potential 9th-stage perfection Lord, the many demonic Divine Masters were naturally highly concerned and sensitive to information about Taiyang Divine Master. Taiyang Divine Master, this strong. There are 9 9th-rank void creatures inside that void creature nest. And one of them is a monarch among void creatures? It's a trap, definitely a trap. That void creature monarch is almost certainly close to 9th-stage perfection. Coupled with the home field advantage, as long as you dare to storm in, you're sure to suffer heavy casualties, and there's a very high chance your entire force will be annihilated. As word spread, many details about the Void Creature nest, including the appearance and size of the Void Creature monarch, were disclosed, causing a scare among some demonic divine masters. The conclusions drawn were even more startling to the many demonic divine masters. Almost 9th stage perfection Void Creature monarch. Simply plucked out from the depths of the nest by Taiyang divine master, unable to resist. This Taiyang divine master's strength, it isn't just suspected to be 9th stage perfection, it's definite 9th stage perfection. Apart from a 9th stage perfection evil god, who else could treat a Void Creature monarch close to 9th stage perfection as a mere plaything? One demonic divine master after another grew pale, especially Heavenly Python divine master, 8-handed lord, and the other 19 lords present, who were exceedingly frightened. Strictly speaking, Taiyang divine master was also their savior. Inside the Void's secret realm, as well as many discussions among the demonic divine masters in the vast boundless void, put Taiyang divine master at the center of a storm. But this was within Lin Yuan's expectations. With his increasing strength and the growing number of void creatures he killed, exposing his true strength was inevitable. Presently, Lin Yuan had combat power at the peak of the boundless void, he was almost fearless, so these things did not concern him. Besides, currently at the center of the storm was only the Taiying primordial spirit. Should there be any real problems, it would be Taiyang divine spirit's concern. A mere primordial spirit, even if fallen, Lin Yuan could swiftly recondense it. The 44th world, in the dark void, Lin Yuan Taiying primordial spirit silently merged into a world, planting the demon tree seed deep into the earth. In over 300 years, Lin Yuan Taiying primordial spirit had occupied world after world, spreading the martial Tao cultivation system to use as his major martial Tao bastions in this dimension. Only, my actions of occupying worlds have already drawn the notice of many evil gods, and even some lords. Lin Yuan thought silently to himself. For evil gods, worlds are food, and after occupying a world, even if not immediately consumed, it's impossible to do as Lin Yuan does, actively protecting the creatures within and even spreading a cultivation system. Such unusual behavior, hard to hide from evil gods, some of which have special abilities that allow peering into the scenes within worlds. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 809 Taiyang Divine Master and Taiying Sovereign, 8,000 words, Chapter 2-1, _4 As a result, in recent decades, the worlds occupied by Lin Yuan often suffered interference and even attacks from other evil gods. Fortunately, my spirit will has grown strong enough to simultaneously maintain the combat power of multiple incarnations, Lin Yuan silently thought to himself. An incarnation is not an avatar, maintaining the combat power of an incarnation requires a sufficiently strong spirit will. Lin Yuan's spirit will reach 20 million points, and even before killing a void creature monarch, it had surpassed 10 million points, thus he was able to maintain incarnational combat power at a decent level. Additionally, taking advantage of the inner world's demon trees that bred physical bodies, even though for a short duration, it couldn't be as perfect as the martial ancestor golden body, but it's comparable to an evil god's physical body, imbuing a thread of spirit will to form an incarnation, leveraging home field advantages, he also fended off the probes of evil gods one by one. Without these incarnations holding fort, relying on Lin Yuan Taiying primordial spirit alone. Even though the Taiying primordial spirit is powerful, distant water cannot quench near fire, it could only protect a few nearby worlds at most. I want to spread the martial Tao cultivation system, I must protect the beings within these worlds, and those beings are the food for evil gods, those powerful evil gods can't possibly watch their food growing strong. Lin Yuan thought to himself, with the power exhibited by Taiying primordial spirit, let alone occupying 40 worlds, even 400 or 1,000, no evil god would dare object. In the boundless void, evil gods are the absolute dominions, and among evil gods, it's the survival of the fittest, the strong dominate everything. But after Lin Yuan occupied worlds, instead of devouring food, he cultivated them, which puzzled and even infuriated many evil gods. This led to many subsequent probings. If these evil gods know, I am not an evil god myself but a life nurtured by the worlds, probably it will no longer be probing but a desperate attempt to eradicate. Lin Yuan secretly thought. Currently, Lin Yuan's martial ancestor golden body, bred from the origin source of Tianqing world, is fundamentally different from those evil gods' life forms. However, the Taiyin primordial spirit and Taiyang divine spirit originate from illusory spirit bodies, even if utilizing illusory reality to turn illusion into reality. But it transcends the physical body, somewhat similar to evil gods' lives, which is why they are thought to be the same ilk of evil gods. Slowly does it. Just by dragging it out, I will definitely win. Lin Yuan was not at all flustered. With against heaven's understanding, he grew stronger every moment. By buying time, he could securely stand till the end. Once my fusion of time and space rules reach the sixth realm, I will become the strongest in the boundless void, reaching the level of a void secret realm founder, then spreading the martial Tao cultivation system will be as easy as flipping my hand. Lin Yuan quickly thought. Achieving the sixth realm of fusion of time and space rules, for Lin Yuan's strength enhancement, is not merely limited to controlling time and space fusion. Upon reaching sixth realm understanding of fusion of time and space rules, the inner world would also undergo corresponding metamorphic transformation, and the strength of the inner world is closely linked with many of Lin Yuan's techniques. Especially, the fifth kind of physical body divine ability world. In short, upon reaching the sixth realm of fusion of time and space rules, Lin Yuan will experience a transformation, an all-around qualitative change. If I cannot achieve the sixth realm of fusion of time and space rules this time, after returning, I'll come back again. After all, it's only using up 1/3 of world-breaking origin force. Lin Yuan made up his mind. Before realizing the rules of fusion of time and space, the boundless void and the main universe had no significant difference. Rather, with different timescales, Lin Yuan had more time to comprehend other rules and secret techniques. Moreover, the void creatures in that void secret realm also greatly benefit Lin Yuan in enhancing his own spirit will. Another descent is definitely worth it. 10 years later. CTH Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Outside a vast world. Dozens of towering figures stood in the boundless void, their gazes coldly towards the world nearby. Taiyin sovereign, why do you cultivate those ants within the world instead of directly devouring them? The leading evil god, a black wolf with 3 heads, bore a cold expression, aura of a 9th stage true lord enveloping it. I have my plans. Lin Yuan Taiyin primordial spirit appeared, gazing distantly at the dozens of evil gods. Over 300 years, as Lin Yuan Taiyin primordial spirit continually occupied one world after another, among evil gods, he also gained a title, known as Taiyin sovereign. The titles among evil gods often relate to their characteristics and actions. Lin Yuan Taiyang Divine Spirit is called Taiyang Divine Master because it controls flames powerful enough to incinerate ordinary true lords. And Taiyin Sovereign is characterized by the chilling aura deployed during actions, coupled with conquering one world after another, hence adorned by the suffix sovereign. Plans. Whether it's these worlds or the ants within them, they are all our food. Are your plans to cultivate these food sources to oppose us? The 3-headed black wolf evil god spoke coldly. If it weren't for the overwhelming power displayed by the Taiyin Divine Master which makes it uneasy, it would probably have already made a move to suppress. This is my business. Lin Yuan's tone was calm. Being not an evil god by nature, he naturally doesn't need to consider matters from an evil god's perspective. Your business. The 3-headed black wolf evil god sneered. Soon a black fog started spreading. At the same time, chilling cold also began to diffuse enveloping the space outside the world. The two forces continuously clashed, and moments later, the three-headed black wolf evil god staggered back, full of shock, looking at Lin Yuan. Taiyin sovereign, your strength, probably pinnacle right below 9th stage perfection, why protect those ants? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 8:10 Taiyang Divine Master and Taiyin Sovereign, 8,000 words, Chapter 2:1, _5 The three-headed black wolf evil god was full of confusion. With Lin Yuan's strength, shouldn't he be venturing into the void's secret realm to become a perfect 9th stage evil god and then attempt to break through to the 10th stage? Just wait. The divine masters will not let this go easily. The three-headed black wolf evil god didn't hesitate to turn around and leave, and upon seeing this, the dozens of other evil gods immediately followed. They were not as powerful as the three-headed black wolf evil god, so naturally, they wouldn't make any impulsive moves at this moment. Lin Yuan watched the dozens of evil gods leave. With his strength, he completely had the ability to keep all these evil gods behind, but doing so would inevitably reveal that he had already attained the power of a perfect 9th stage. In such circumstances, the ones to come and probe next time would not be ordinary divine masters like the three-headed black wolf evil god, but a group of perfect 9th stage demonic divine masters. This did not conform to Lin Yuan's anticipated plan to buy time, which is why he let these evil gods leave. In the absence of major changes in the situation, Lin Yuan would naturally delay the arrival of the final battle as much as possible. This way, he could secure the most time for cultivation. For every additional day of cultivation, Lin Yuan might grasp the space-time fusion rule sixfold realm and thus sweep away all opposition. Why protect those ants? Lin Yuan's mind flashed through the last sentence of the three-headed black wolf evil god, and he shook his head slightly. Who's to blame when you evil gods cannot cultivate the martial Tao? Soar the Oval Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. For Lin Yuan, whether it was the foreign evil gods or the beings within the world, anyone who could cultivate the martial Tao and spread it would receive his protection. Even if evil gods could cultivate martial Tao, Lin Yuan would be more inclined to protect them. After all, the individual strength of evil gods is formidable, and they would inevitably advance rapidly in martial Tao cultivation, giving birth to the first 6th stage martial Tao, 7th stage martial Tao, and even an 8th layer cultivator with breakneck speed. The more higher rank cultivators there are on the martial path evolutionary path, the greater the assistance to Lin Yuan. But unfortunately, after more than 300 years of research by Lin Yuan, these foreign evil gods were too reliant on their innate talents, and it was basically impossible for them to abandon those talents and cultivate the martial Tao cultivation evolution path. Each evil god's path of cultivation is predetermined from their birth. As for changes later in life, even if it can be done, it is extremely difficult and unlikely to achieve much success. Void's Secret Realm. Lin Yuan continued to delve deeper into the secret realm, searching for many void creatures. With a mental will index reaching 20 million points, 9th stage void creatures were of little help to Lin Yuan. But even if the help was small, it was still help. The increase in the mental will index was just very slight. A mosquito may be small, but it is still flesh. Lin Yuan naturally would not give up. With his current mental will index, as long as there was an increase, it would be a gain. If he returned to the main universe, he would not have such good opportunities. Even a slight boost to the mental will index would be difficult. Lin Yuan is not a supreme being who can stand on the shore for a long time and experience the shore's breath for training. Residing within the river of time, a mental will index of 18 million points is already the limit. Lin Yuan's mental will index surpassing 20 million points basically eliminates any possibility of further improvement. According to the current rate, in the next 300 years, if no major unforeseen events occur, my mental will index is expected to reach 23 million points. Lin Yuan estimated in his heart, feeling quite satisfied. just as Lin Yuan was planning to continue searching for void creatures. Suddenly, a powerful aura rapidly approached. Lin Yuan looked up and saw a terrifying evil god divine master gazing at him from afar. Eastern Wing Lord. Lin Yuan recognized the opponent. The Eastern Wing Lord was one of the very famous among the many demonic divine masters, belonging to the perfect ninth stage evil god divine masters. Taiyang Divine Master. The Eastern Wing Lord's face mustered a smile, showing sufficient goodwill to Lin Yuan. Facing an existence of the same level, the Eastern Wing Lord naturally did not dare to show arrogance. A perfect ninth stage demonic divine master would be very haughty towards an ordinary evil god divine master, but was quite humble when interacting with those of the same level. Among divine master level evil gods, it was good to avoid skirmishes and disputes, and this was even more true for perfect ninth stage divine masters. I did not expect that after sleeping for hundreds of thousands of years, the boundless void would give birth to a strong being like the Taiyang Divine Master, said the Eastern Wing Lord with a hint of emotion. Although the rise of the Taiyang Divine Master took only 300 to 500 years. But the Eastern Wing Lord subconsciously thought that the existence of the Taiyang Divine Master was far longer than 300 to 500 years, those were just the years during which the Taiyang Divine Master had revealed his strength. By sheer luck. Lin Yuan nodded. He didn't mind communicating and exchanging ideas with a perfect ninth stage demonic divine master. With his against heaven's understanding, Lin Yuan could often perceive many extraordinary pieces of information from the other party. After chatting casually with the Eastern Wing Lord for half an hour, the conversation suddenly turned, and the Eastern Wing Lord solemnly asked, "I came to seek the Taiyang Divine Master to join forces against an enemy." An enemy? Lin Yuan's expression became slightly grave. In the boundless void, evil gods are the absolute dominions, so what other enemy could there be? I wonder if the Taiyang Divine Master has heard of the Taiyin Sovereign, asked the Eastern Wing Lord in a deep voice. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 8:11 What can you do to me? Taiyin Sovereign. Lin Yuan looked at the Eastern Wing Lord. He had not expected that the Eastern Wing Lord would personally seek him out for the Taiyin Primordial Spirit. And the tone of the Eastern Wing Lord had already treated the Taiyin Primordial Spirit as a formidable enemy. Taiyin Sovereign, the Eastern Wing Lord immediately relayed the intelligence about the Taiyin Sovereign in detail. He emphasized that the Taiyin Sovereign was cultivating those beings from worlds regarded as food by the evil gods. The Taiyin Sovereign is not simple. The Eastern Wing Lord said with a grave tone, although he tries his best to conceal, according to Tianji True Lord's peering deduction, the true combat power of the Taiyin Sovereign might even surpass those of us who are perfect demonic divine masters at the 9th rank. A single perfect divine master is probably no match for him. Having said that, the Eastern Wing Lord looked at Lin Yuan. The Tianji True Lord is also among the very famous ones within the numerous perfect demon True Lords. However, what Tianji True Lord is best at is peering deduction, reputed to be the highest in wisdom among the infinite evil gods within the boundless void. Even the other divine masters of the same rank held a considerable respect for Tianji True Lord. So that's how it is. Lin Yuan's expression remained unchanged, and he nodded slightly. At the same time, he felt somewhat impressed in his heart that there are wise men among the evil gods. He had prompted the Taiyin Primordial Spirit to suppress its combat power in order to buy time. Little did he know that it had already come to the attention of those perfect divine masters. Actually, this was quite normal. The powers wielded by the evil gods are myriad and peculiar. The Taiyin Primordial Spirit had certainly hidden its strength, but had acted frequently. It was not particularly surprising that some clues were noticed. But these were just some superficial clues. At least, that Tianji True Lord didn't know that the so-called Taiyang Divine Master and the Taiyin Sovereign actually originated from the same source. Otherwise, the Eastern Wing Lord would not have taken the initiative to come seeking him. The Taiyang Divine Master, I wish to invite you to join us and suppress the Taiyin Sovereign at the crucial moment. The Eastern Wing Evil God revealed his ultimate purpose. The actions of the Taiyin Sovereign were undoubtedly shaking the foundation of Evil God dominion over the boundless void. They must be stopped, or the consequences would be unimaginable. Indeed, the beings within those worlds cultivated by the current Taiyin Sovereign are still extremely weak and pose no threat to any evil god. But in the deducible future depicted by Tianji True Lord, if allowed to develop unchecked, then those beings viewed as ants by the numerous evil gods would become stronger and stronger. Eventually, they would pose a threat to the rule of the evil gods. Thus, they must be eliminated in advance. No problem. Lin Yuan agreed without much hesitation. SAR the novel, F. Higher. Ed website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. His current strength, with either of the two primordial spirits, was stronger than a perfect divine master. As for the martial ancestor golden body, it was even stronger than the two primordial spirits. But overall, he was still at the same level as the perfect demonic divine masters. He had not stepped into the legendary 10th stage. Thus, facing many perfect demonic divine masters, he was still unable to achieve a sweep. In such a situation, having the Taiyang divine spirit temporarily blend with the interior of the evil gods was the best choice. At least he could be aware of the schemes of those perfect evil gods so as to allow the Taiyin primordial spirit to react accordingly. If necessary, the two primordial spirits could even join forces to counter-slaughter those perfect evil gods. Of course, the unification of the two primordial spirits to massacre those perfect evil gods would have to be absolutely certain. This was very likely to force the core depths of the evil gods to appear in the world, leading to an all-out escalation of the war, and then resulting in a great battle throughout the entire boundless void. In such a case, Lin Yuan himself didn't care, relying on several physical body divine abilities, especially the elemental body. Preserving life was not an issue, and the worst outcome would just be to end the traversal early and return to the main universe. But this could likely affect the spread of the martial path evolutionary path. Normally speaking, Lin Yuan's main goal was still to delay time. As long as the true body venerable in the main universe grasped the spatial-temporal fusion rule of the sixth realm, those perfect evil gods, no matter how they jumped, would be of no importance. Pity, the descent of consciousness is absolutely safe, but it cannot exert the strongest combat power. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Lin Yuan's strongest combat power, naturally, came from the true body venerable in the main universe. As for the martial ancestor golden body descended into the boundless void, its heritage is indeed unique. But it still cannot compare with the true body venerable from the main universe. After all, the true body venerable from the main universe has gone through a complete chaos void origin infusion and various enhancements to both physical body and spirit, such as soaking in the eternal spring, nourishment from many universe rare treasures, and so on. The most important thing is that the main universe Lin Yuan has many trump cards at his disposal. Alright. Then at that time, I will contact the Taiyang Divine Master. The Eastern Wing Lord did not find anything surprising with Lin Yuan's agreement. Firstly, because his visit to invite was under the direction of Tianji True Lord. And Tianji True Lord. Even a perfect demon True Lord would give face and not offend lightly. Secondly, lower-ranking evil gods may be extremely selfish, but for those who have already stood at the peak of the boundless void as perfect demonic divine masters, their perspective differs from ordinary evil gods. The actions of the Taiyin sovereign are intolerable to all perfect demonic divine masters, unless truly unable to make a move, they would basically agree. If Lin Yuan had refused or hesitated, it would have aroused the suspicion of the Eastern Wing Lord. Watching the Eastern Wing Lord leave, Lin Yuan's gaze was deep. With his perception, he naturally noticed that the Eastern Wing Lord did not come alone. At a distant location, another powerful perfect evil god was watching. Is it that Tianji True Lord? Lin Yuan speculated in his heart. Tianji True Lord, known for wisdom, was able to command the respect of other many evil gods with his wisdom. The means of such a Tianji True Lord should definitely not be underestimated. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 8:12 What can you do to me? _2 To know, the demonic divine masters at the 9th stage, though all exceedingly wise, still inherently revered strength due to their evil deity nature. In such a case, the higher the status of the Tianji True Lord, the more extraordinary this perfect demon True Lord must be. Billions of miles away from where Lin Yuan was, on an ordinary hill stood a figure. This figure was a mere 10 meters tall, with a head nearly the size of its body. Unlike other evil gods, it had not a trace of malevolence, its eyes tranquil. This figure was none other than the Tianji True Lord, an anomaly amongst the many evil gods, renowned for wisdom. Tianji. I've already convinced the Taiyang Divine Master. The Taiyang Divine Master has also agreed to come to our aid when necessary. Just then, the Eastern Wing Lord approached quickly, standing below the Tianji True Lord, and spoke up. In fact, it wasn't just the Taiyang Divine Master who was a perfect Divine Master. On their way here, under the direction of the Tianji True Lord, the Eastern Wing Lord had visited several perfect demon True Lords. Looking across the entire boundless void, there were no more than 100 perfect demon True Lords. Which of them wasn't dominant in their own realm? Other perfect demons would have a hard time finding them even if they wanted to. Only the Tianji True Lord could know the whereabouts of most of them through peeking deductions. This Taiyang Divine Master has a great secret. In the boundless void for tens of millions of years, there have been no traces left by this Divine Master, said the Tianji True Lord, frowning slightly. Great secret. The Eastern Wing Lord said nonchalantly. Which one of us perfect Divine Masters doesn't have a great secret? As long as it doesn't threaten the boundless void, it's fine. Evil gods were solitary, especially the perfect demon True Lords who evolved to the 9th stage. They almost all harbored great secrets. Even the Eastern Wing Lord was aware that a few of the perfect demon True Lords did not grow up in the boundless void. They came from the deepest part of the void's secret realm, a region that only the creators of the void's secret realm could enter, filled with numerous void creatures. Over the long years, occasional rifts would appear in that space, allowing some weaker evil gods to fall in, with a great chance of evolving into perfect demon True Lords before making their way out. Tianji True Lord also couldn't detect any traces left by those few perfect demon True Lords. That's true. Tianji True Lord nodded. The Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. After all, the boundless void still had too many secrets unfathomed, with the void's secret realm being just one of them. As long as the Taiyang Divine Master didn't do what the Taiyin Sovereign did, nurturing those foods, Tianji True Lord couldn't be bothered to intervene. Tianji, isn't it enough to confront the Taiyin Sovereign with the 13 perfect Divine Masters we have convinced? The Eastern Wing Lord couldn't help but speak out. Before visiting Lin Yuan, the Eastern Wing Lord had already visited 12 perfect demon True Lords. Adding themselves, there were 15 perfect demon True Lords in total. It should be enough. Tianji True Lord nodded slightly, giving the Eastern Wing Lord a glance. The strength of the Taiyin Sovereign is above yours, to suppress without any risks. Fear that we would need more than 10 perfect demon True Lords. Among the perfect evil gods, there were levels to their abilities, winners and losers in their strength. Defeating is easy, but killing is as hard as ascending to heaven. Even for an ordinary perfect Divine Master, suppression might require 5 or 6 of the same rank. The strength of the Taiyin Sovereign was somewhat stronger than ordinary perfect Divine Masters. Mobilizing 10 of the same rank would be considered foolproof. I understand. The Eastern Wing Lord immediately nodded. In fact, according to the Eastern Wing Lord's estimate, no matter how strong the Taiyin sovereign was, it shouldn't exceed the 9th stage by much. As long as it wasn't the 10th stage, 7 or 8 of the same rank would probably suffice. But 7 or 8 perfect divine masters attempting to suppress the Taiyin sovereign could lead to accidents. For instance, during the Taiyin sovereign's resistance, 2 or 3 perfect divine masters might get injured. Under such circumstances, naturally the more perfect divine masters, the better. After all, this was for the entire boundless void, and it didn't require the Eastern Wing Lord to pay any price. However, both this Taiyang Divine Master and the Taiyin Sovereign have appeared within 1,000 years. Tianji True Lord's eyes revealed a trace of doubt. If not for the opposite powers wielded by the Taiyang Divine Master and the Taiyin Sovereign, and the fact that one was in the Void's secret realm while the other was in the boundless void with even their actions distinctly different, Tianji True Lord would have even suspected any relation between the two. This must be a coincidence. The Eastern Wing Lord speculated, although we evil gods can create incarnations, the power of the incarnation shares the same origin as the principal self and is much weaker. The difference between this Taiyang Divine Master and the Taiyin Sovereign is very clear. The Eastern Wing Lord spoke. The many abilities held by evil gods were indeed unfathomable, but also had to abide by the laws of the cosmos, of which the Eastern Wing Lord and Tianji True Lord were very aware. Let's see when the time comes. Tianji True Lord's eyes flashed. In fact, he had tasked the Eastern Wing Lord with the specific duty of inviting the Taiyang Divine Master this time to test whether there was any real connection between the two. According to the Eastern Wing Lord's description, the Taiyang Divine Master did not show any abnormalities, but the Tianji True Lord still had not let down his guard. As the perfect demon True Lord known for wisdom, Tianji True Lord would not easily trust anything. If the Taiyang Divine Master did not reveal any flaws now, Tianji True Lord didn't mind continuing to wait. 500 years. 1,000. 10,000. Or even longer. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 8:13 What can you do to me? _3 time is hardly an issue for the Tianji True Lord. Even in dealing with the Taiyin Sovereign next, the Tianji True Lord will observe the response of the Taiyang Divine Master from the shadows. Boundless Void. Lin Yuan Taiyin Primordial Spirit sits cross-legged just outside a certain world. Thinking of assembling numerous perfect demon True Lords against me. Lin Yuan had an idea. If he were unaware of this, facing the union of more than 10 perfect demon True Lords, Lin Yuan would indeed find it somewhat troublesome. But since he knew in advance, it became much easier. With the current strength of my spirit will, I can probably maintain 50 avatars with basic combat power at the same time. Lin Yuan thought to himself. With Lin Yuan's strength, producing an avatar was nothing more than a strand of spirit will. However, to have this avatar possess combat power would exert a burden on Lin Yuan's spirit will. Before undertaking the 10th traversal, Lin Yuan's spirit will barely exceeded 1 million. In the main universe, at most 2 or 3 avatars could maintain basic combat power simultaneously. Now that Lin Yuan's spirit will exceeds 20 million, the number of avatars capable of maintaining basic combat power has significantly increased. Avatars are not the same as divided selves, very little spirit will is invested, and thus, the mental burden required to maintain basic combat power is significant. Of course, maintaining basic combat power is relative to Lin Yuan's true body venerable, even his weakest incarnation could easily suppress 10th rank and 9th rank powerhouses. Whereas basic combat power referred to demonstrating strength close to the threshold of tier 11. Now Lin Yuan occupies a total of 42 worlds, each with an avatar stationed within, and these avatars, blessed by the origin source of the worlds, can fully challenge those perfect demon True Lords. perfect demon true lords, as per the classification of the main universe, are basically equivalent to the 4th and 5th layers of Tier 11. The perfect demon true lords might differ markedly from those 4th and 5th layer powerhouses in the main universe in terms of methods and abilities, but overall, they should be on the same level. Had it not been for the need of these avatars to utilize the origin source to barely exhibit the combat power of the 4th layer of Tier 11, Lin Yuan, with the power of so many avatars, could have actively encircled and killed those perfect demon true lords. The founder of the Void's secret realm. Lin Yuan gazed into the depths of the boundless void, where his understanding of the spatio-temporal fusion rule allowed him to vaguely perceive a vast inner world situated at the deepest part of the void. The Taiyang divine spirit wandered in the void's secret realm for 300 to 400 years without pinpointing the trail of the realm's opener. This was also why Lin Yuan did not flip the table with those demonic divine masters, even now, without grasping the space-time fusion rule's sixfold realm and thus unable to sweep through everything in this boundless void at once. Effortlessly slaying 10 or 20 perfect demon true lords would still be no issue. But such an action carries great risks, as it might force the opener of the void's secret realm to act, which, even if not fatal for Lin Yuan, could affect his 300 to 400 years of spreading martial Dao in the boundless void. Thus, Lin Yuan has been waiting until now, since time is working in his favor anyway. The longer the delay, the more terrifying the enemies those demons will have to face. Since those demons are planning to go all out against me, there's no need for me to be so cautious, Lin Yuan made up his mind. In the past 300 to 400 years, the Taiyin primordial spirit occupied one world after another, trying to stay as low-key as possible to avoid drawing the attention of other demonic gods. But now, it seems that this approach is not so meaningful. Those perfect demon true lords are discussing how to deal with him, so naturally, there is no need to continue as before. I can now maintain 50 avatars with basic combat power, so I can fully occupy 50 worlds and then dispatch avatars to preside over them. Lin Yuan's gaze shifted slightly as he looked towards the vast boundless void. Once an avatar takes control of a world, it can swiftly replace the heavenly Tao with the power of the demon tree seed and gain the blessing of the world origin source. Thus, combat power soars again, reaching the threshold of the perfect demon true lords, and within the world, those perfect demon true lords would not dare to attack recklessly. CTH Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Avatar at the threshold of perfect demon true lords is naturally no match for veteran perfect demon lords. At best, they could only challenge them, and they would definitely lose in a real fight. But within the world, those perfect demon true lords would certainly worry about self-destructive tactics, such as controlling the world's collapse, the power of which could at the very least gravely wound, if not wholly eradicate, a perfect demon at full strength. Under such circumstances, the perfect demon true lords, if not foolish, would not act rashly. Somewhere at the exit of the void's secret realm, the figures of Tianji True Lord and Eastern Wing Lord appeared. The matters from here on will be handed over to you, Tianji True Lord said, looking at the Eastern Wing Lord. Now that the union with other perfect demon true lords has been orchestrated, the rest can be left to the Eastern Wing Lord. Held by me. Tianji, what do you plan to do? The Eastern Wing Lord was slightly startled and quickly asked. I have a hunch that the Taiyin sovereign's occupation of one world after another, cultivating the ants within as food, is not so simple. And there's martial Dao. Such a cultivation system, which greatly diverges from the growth of us demonic beings, can actually allow these ants to grow stronger. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 8:14 What can you do to me? _4 Tianji True Lord's tone was slightly grave. In fact, when he learned that the Taiyin sovereign was occupying world after world, Tianji True Lord didn't care at all. A perfect demon true lord as mighty as he, what's the big deal with occupying dozens or even hundreds of worlds? Subsequently, knowing that the Taiyin sovereign was nurturing those mere ants within those worlds, Tianji True Lord still wasn't very concerned. Those ants within the worlds, whose talents and qualifications were far inferior to those of the perfect evil gods, could you really nurture them just because you wanted to? In Tianji True Lord's view, the actions of the Taiyin sovereign were nothing more than a personal hobby during his leisure time. It was not until Tianji True Lord saw the martial Tao cultivation system. Lin Yuan, occupying world after world, spreading the martial Tao cultivation system, Tianji True Lord, a perfect demon True Lord like him, could easily see the martial Tao cultivation system if he so wished. However, upon seeing it, Tianji True Lord broke out in cold sweat. He immediately realized the potential of the martial Tao cultivation system. If one could cultivate this system to the end, they would be no weaker than they, the perfect demon True Lords. How could this be? Because of this reason. Tianji True Lord observed the Taiyin sovereign seriously and finally, after witnessing the Taiyin sovereign's numerous interventions, determined that the opponent was concealing his strength, that his true combat power might exceed all evil gods' imagination. Just deal with that Taiyin sovereign, and then kill all the martial Tao cultivators, right? Eastern Wing Lord immediately said. Right now, the martial Tao cultivators were still exceedingly weak, and even compared with ordinary beings, they were a bit more delectable to the evil gods. I still have some worries. So I plan to next put in a good effort to deduce, striving to find the source of martial Tao. Tianji True Lord said gravely. Okay. Eastern Wing Lord nodded. If there's anything, I will contact you right away. For Tianji True Lord's decision, Eastern Wing Lord had no objections. Sir the Nellfire. Any website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Time slowly passed. In the blink of an eye, 100 years went by. Tianqing World. Deep within the martial hole. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. Around his body, the power of fusion of time and space faintly formed a vast Milky Way. The river water rippled, each ripple causing a large amount of space-time fluctuations, but all space-time fluctuations were compressed within the martial hole. What exactly is fusion of time and space? Lin Yuan opened his eyes, deep in thought. When he first grasped the spatiotemporal fusion rule, Lin Yuan felt as if he had completely penetrated the fundamental mysteries of time and space. But with continuous cultivation and insight, second realm, third realm, fourth realm, fifth realm, Lin Yuan became more confused about the spatiotemporal fusion rule. Especially now, attempting to comprehend the sixfold realm of space-time fusion rules, he found himself unable to advance. From the third realm to the fifth realm of spatiotemporal fusion rules, Lin Yuan only took 100 years. But from the fifth realm to now, Lin Yuan spent 300 years without taking that step into the sixfold realm of space-time fusion rules. The space we live in is space-time, the time we experience is also space-time, and even the river of time I originally perceived, is actually just one aspect. It's not just time, but also encompasses space. It should be called the river of space-time. Many inspirations flashed through the depths of Lin Yuan's mind. During the comprehension of the secret skill, Milky Way, Lin Yuan's insight into the six-realm space-time fusion rule also kept increasing. Without this secret skill, it would take at least 10 times longer for Lin Yuan to get to this step. And that is based on the foundation of Against Heaven's understanding. Without Against Heaven's understanding, let alone Lin Yuan who is now only 10th rank, even those 11th rank lives can't possibly grasp the spatial-temporal fusion rule of the 6th realm. Your understanding defies heaven. Comprehending the secret skill, Milky Way, further enhances your space-time fusion comprehension. Infinite inspiration burst forth, and the space-time Milky Way condensed around Lin Yuan's body suddenly began to surge wildly. The terrifying space-time fluctuations shuddered, yet instantly calmed down. I can feel it. I am not far from the space-time fusion rule sixfold realm. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. after 100 years of arduous cultivation, he finally glimpsed the threshold of the sixfold realm of space-time fusion rule. Continue. Lin Yuan was full of drive. If he could comprehend the sixfold realm of space-time fusion rules within the remaining 200 years of residence time, it would make this traversal complete. Even if he couldn't, for Lin Yuan, it was already a considerable gain, the peak comprehension of the fifth realm space-time fusion rules and nearly 24 million points of mental will index. Placed on other Tier 11 lives, even those unique and exceptionally talented special beings would not be able to accomplish it in 100 billion, 1,000 billion, or even a quintillion years. Especially the latter, 24 million mental will index points would be enough to make any Tier 11 life despair. Meanwhile, outside the Tianqing world, a figure silently appeared. This figure was 10 meters in size, with a head nearly as large as its body, eyes serene. Yet now, it was seriously observing the celestial Cyan world in the distance. 100 years, I've expended endless heart force, did all I could to deduce and peek, finally locking down this location from the many traces left by the Taiyin sovereign. Tianji True Lord's expression was slightly emotional, only he himself knew the price he had paid to find this place. If my deduction is correct, that world is the birthplace of martial Dao, the source of the martial Dao cultivation system spread by the Taiyin sovereign is right here. Tianji True Lord's spirit was uplifted, although he didn't know why the Taiyin sovereign spread martial Dao like that, but since it was possible to find the source of martial Dao, it was entirely possible to cut off the spread of martial Dao from the root. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know and report so we can fix it as soon as possible.